guys, shalom, shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We come in week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of modern day Babylon, which is unknown to you people as America. First and foremost, we will give all praise to the Father and glory. Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Hakudah. We say double honor to the prophets, the great millstone, who rule well, who teach well, and we learn knowledge, wisdom, and truth from. I say shalom to the Father. Peace to the left. We're going to jump right into the scriptures real quick. I got a knock on the door earlier today from these so-called Christians, they brought out the fact that they believe in the Trinity, and they also believe that anybody can be saved. So I want to give you some scriptures about salvation moving forward.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 46 and verse 13. I bring near my righteousness. It shall not be far off, and my salvation shall not tarry. And I will place salvation in Zion for Israel, my glory.
For Israel, Christianity likes to push the fact that, hey, as long as you believe in sweet baby Jesus, you'll receive the kingdom of glory. But that's contrary to what the scriptures say. Salvation is only for a certain people, for a certain stock.
Get that word, Zion.
I got to look in the future.
Psalms 147 and 19, and it says, He showed His word unto Jacob, His statutes and His judgment unto Israel.
To Jacob. Now that's the stock. It's a promise. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now we know Jacob blessed an angel, and the angel blessed him with a name, Israel, Yasha'Allah, meaning son of God. And that's another thing that I was debating with the so-called Christians about. They saying that anybody that believes in sweet baby Jesus is the son of God. I said that's not accurate.
Yeah, a little more. He has not dealt so with any nation.
He has not dealt so with any other nation but the seed of Jacob. That's the people who don't understand that the scriptures is basically a history on the Israelites. Sons of God.
A little more. And as for His judgment, they have not known them. Praise be the Lord.
Right. And another thing people got to realize is when Moses came down from Mount Sinai, that it was only Israelites that he was speaking to. A lot of people say, all nations was in the wilderness. No, it was only for Israel.
I got that definition of Zion. It's 8:67:26, and it's Zion, a parting place. And the definition is another name for Jerusalem, especially in the prophetic book. Kazan as a permanent capital, a mountain of Jerusalem, Zion.
And Jerusalem means what? City of peace. And that's what we ultimately are seeking for. A place of peace, But right now we're not in peace, we're in confinement, We're in these chains of darkness. We got to deal with Eve being on top of us, ruling over us, keeping his foot on our neck, Somebody can get us.
That's start top.
Yeah. Colossians 10:1.
That's 1 Corinthians 10:1, and it reads, Moreover, brethren, I would not that you should be ignorant how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea.
All our fathers that were under the sky. Ours. Right?
And were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and did eat the same spiritual meat.
That's right, now. That's all I want to get on that. Who was under the cloud, This is the nation of Israel, not anybody. You know, and a lot of Christians say, well, I'm a spiritual Israelite if you pull out the scriptures. Well, where in the scriptures does it say that you could be a spiritual Israelite? This is the stop. You know, now, the elect of Israel are going to be spiritual, you know. They're going to move spiritual right now and not carnal, you know. But it has to be a certain stop. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not Abraham, Isaac, and Esau, not Moab, and you know, because there's 18 nations in the scriptures, but there's only one that's going to receive the ultimate promise, the ultimate blessing. You know, other nations are going to be blessed in a certain way, but we get the ultimate, we get the kingdom, you know. We get
I'll probably get in Matthew where it says he was taken up in the cloud. Because that cloud, that's actually a good scripture. That cloud represents salvation. It's a chariot. So if it says Israel was the only nation under the cloud, like we were under that cloud, that represents Israel can only be saved too. You know, no other nation is going to be delivered by the chariot, which is known as the cloud. And when you get it, just read it. I think it might be an Acts.
Acts 1 and 9.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I got a precept about the car.
I'll get the cloud one first.
Are you looking for the car? I'll go for it. All right,
Get that real quick. It's Acts 1 and 9. Yeah, come. And it says, it says, and when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. Verse 10 says, and while they looked steadfastly towards the heavens as it went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, which also ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into the heavens? Then Yahushua, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall come into like manner as ye have seen go into heaven. Yeah, so he's going to come back the same way he left, in the cloud. So to back up that brother precept, Israel was under the cloud. Israel's going to be taken up in the cloud also. The cloud's always, which is known as the cloud. The chariot's always been around. You brothers got it.
Yeah, and if I real quick before you get that precept, it's documented. If you look at old paintings, even in certain floors, you'll see they have a painting, and then you'll see in the corner, you'll see a chariot. You know, so it's always been around. You know. And that's another thing. Christians can't believe in that, but they believe that, oh, the rapture's going to come, you're going to fly up out of your clothes up into the sky, you know. But, so you have something?
Yeah, right. You know, if I don't know what you were going into, the reason why a lot of these Christians can say that is because they actually don't understand what's going on with the scriptures, you know what I'm saying? Because they actually think that they're a part of the scriptures.
Right.
You know, they've actually placed themselves in the book based off of a faith doctrine.
What are you talking about? Esau?
Well, you know, Esau and the other nations who are not Israelites. You know? The book of Luke, chapter 19 and verse 10.
Yeah, you in the book, but you just ain't in there as the chosen.
Yeah, right.
You in the book.
Right. The book of Luke, chapter 19 and verse 10. For the Son of Man is come to seek that which was lost. You know, and what was lost is the Israelites, which is why you cannot go to the door and actually put yourself in the position of the Israelites without actually being an Israelite. You know, salvation is just for Israel only, as the brother was going into. You know, and that's the great confusion. You know.
Well, they confused. We're not.
Yeah, right.
We got it. We have it. That's why I said we have the true knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures. You know. Revelation 18.
Yeah, and that's why, like, you got this guy, Kanye West. He's bringing a lot of confusion. But see, you can't confuse the elect. Because here it is, he'll say, in one breath, we're the chosen, you should hate. Well, he ain't even saying you should hate them, but he's saying you should go against the Jewish people. But then in the next breath, he say, I'm going to run for president in 2024, and we got to make America better. He's saying a whole lot of something while saying a whole lot of nothing, which lets the elect, the hopeful elect, see that he's being controlled. You know, because what is one thing he keeps saying? They can kill me. They can kill me. You mean, if he really wanted you dead, you'd be dead. We've seen it with JFK. With anybody that was a real threat to this man's kingdom, he lays on. We don't waste time putting you out of here.
Yeah, because he said he just finished saying nobody's been oppressed like us. But then in the same conversation, he'll say nobody's been attacked more than the white man.
Yeah.
You know, which one is it?
Get that the Lord is not an author of
And then he
confusion.
was on the Piers Morgan show bugging out, like he was just losing it, you know what I mean? But like the brother said, you know, oh yeah, that's what you did. But yeah, we know what's up, man. We not ignorant to this thing, you know. We feel like Revelation.
It's Revelation 18:4, and it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
Come out of here, my people. Who is he speaking to? He's not speaking to all nations. Because he would have said everybody come out of here, you know? He said my people. And who is the most high people? The sons of God, the princes of God, Rasta Ali. That's it. There's no way to get around this stuff, you know?
It says that ye be not partakers of her sin,
Of her sin,
and that ye receive not of her plague.
not of her place. What is the Lord going to do? What is Big Bro going to do when he comes back? He's going to clean this place up. The thermonuclear fires, heat that we've never even established, you know? So we got to make sure we move correctly, and that's actually talking about the script of the chariot, you know. But you know, the script on the other side, you know, you got to move a certain way, you know.
Time. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 33. For the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace.
That's why they got that saying, chew the meat, spit out the bones. Right? 'Cause, I mean, we know Kanye ain't in the truth. He ain't out here with a garment on, but he is set up. The Lord has set him directly where they want to go, where they need to go, right? Which is away from the enemy. You're still keeping them under the enemy. Oh, I can't get my clothes. They won't let me in the fashion industry. That ain't what the truth is about, man. Fucking getting in he mad about not being in the fashion industry. That's his whole gripe with the Jewish community. They won't let me do this, they won't let me do that. We ain't concerned with building nothing here, man. So you have to, like we say, chew the meat, spit out the bones, and don't be confused with what the hell going on, man. You know? It goes together.
But of peace and in all churches of the saints. So, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah is not the author of confusion, you know? The scriptures say a little further down, let all things be done decently in order. And as long as everything is done decently in order, you know, there's no confusion.
Right. Sister Bro, say, roughly paraphrasing, nobody got hit it. When the wicked are in rule, the people mourn. But when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. And right now, our people are mourning, man. We don't know who the hell we are. We want to hurt the next brother that looks like us. You know? Maybe that will put just to add on to what the brother's saying. Yeah?
2 Corinthians 2 and 9, and it says, for to this end also did I write, that I might know that the fruit of you, whether ye be obedient in all things, to whom ye forgive anything.
I want to
2 Corinthians 2 and 11, it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Yeah, we're not ignorant of his devices, you know. No matter how he wants to draw the play up, he wants Kanye to rile up, you know, because at the end of the day, people pull the strings. He pulls the strings, okay? You know. We're not ignorant of his devices. Yeah, we're going to watch. We're going to be circumspect and observe what's going on, but we're not leaning on a dumbass celebrity. You know what I mean? What are we worried about? So he bugged all the way out. He talked bad about his wife, and in the same breath talked about he wanted her back. You know? Well, why would we even listen to that? You know? Yeah, we hear it. We not taking it in. No, you know what it is. You know?
And I preach that motherfucker. The book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 15. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going.
And what's the average J? Oh, you see what Kanye said on the drink series, bro? Well, he bugging out, man. Why would he say that we the Jews? You know what I mean? Like, come on now. We African American, you know what I mean? Yeah, whatever.
And if I made a land back on what you were saying, I believe it's the brothers out there in Las Vegas. They had a Kanye believer walk up. You know what I'm saying? And actually argue with him. You know?
So you just bring confusion.
Yeah, right. You know, and that's how much, you know, a lot of these Jake's minds have been given over to bullshit. You know?
Yeah.
They believe that.
Nah, and then on top of that, I seen today, I don't know. I want to say it was in Brooklyn, but it might have been somewhere else. They got a whole bunch of Jewish cats, and they got this one main rapper making a video rapping, dissing Kanye. You know what I mean? Like making a diss video, and he's rapping. You know, they want to be it so bad, but still they don't want the oppression we do. You know, it's just madness. Things like that. Anything?
Yeah, Con. And this is going back into, you know, because salvation is only for the nation of Israel. You know, nobody else is going to receive the promises, or nor was anybody else given the promises that were given unto the nation of Israel through Moses. You know,
And that's what he should have told Piers Morgan. He's first thing he should have said was, "Fuck you, Piers. You eat Edomite." Then we would have known he's serious. But get up there and tittle tattle, you bring your confusion. Man. You gotta, if you're gonna teach the truth, you gotta teach the whole truth. So the elect is not gonna be swayed and say, "Oh shit, Kanye the elect." The Lord dealing with men that's looked down upon, that nobody's paying attention to right now. The elect are not somebody that people like, that sells billions of albums, that have won Grammys, and fuck, you know, millions of women. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. The Lord ain't dealing with that. He deals with the meek, the low. The scriptures tell you who he deals with. He don't deal with the greats of this society, man. You know who do deal with the greats of this society? Esau. He got them in contract, man. He can make these niggas do any goddamn thing. The scriptures say he wiser than Daniel. Don't let it get past you to think that he ain't controlling this nigga, man. He knows exactly who we are. He's gonna throw anything in the game to try to combat us, even though it's gonna work against him, because the scriptures say what? You can't do nothing against the truth or for the truth. But it's also gonna confuse a lot of people. And who's ever meant to be confused by it, we know the Lord set them up to be confused by it. But the elect, in turn, is gonna come out on the end.
That's right. Like the brother said, that's right. The meek shall inherit the earth. You know, I bring that scripture up a lot.
And not Meek Mill.
Well, his name is Meek Mill. But hey, that's spiritual at the same time, because we the meek now, but what we gonna have in the end? We gonna have the true money, the true honor, the true glory. You know what I mean? We gonna be on top. Or where we be got our own palace, big old throne, big ass crowns. You know what I'm saying? That's what we want. You know. So right now, yeah, we are the meek. You know, hey, the most perfect man that ever walked this earth, he came in on the ass, man. So what is that telling you? You know what I mean? He was of the Lord. He was in the ghetto, you know? And that's another time to let us know who we are. As
A brother get that scripture where the rich man came up to Yahweh said.
You know what I mean?
He started trying to throw a left-handed Christian curveball, saying he's gonna offset. You know, he's always been trying to offset something. You know, this time around, he is done. You know, the elect is waking up. You know, there's tents all over his kingdom. You know, his church being lifted. You know, there's nothing he can do. You know, the children of Israel are waking back up. You know, even though Kanye is doing this bullshit, you know, there's still some truth to it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, he sprinkled some stuff in there, but you know, no, go ahead.
he set up to do it, but it's a little bit of truth in there. And you know, they're gonna take it for the day, and leave it tomorrow. You know, and that's what you want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, even though he doesn't know he's doing it, he's putting medicine in the candy. You know what I mean? Now, yeah, you know, a lot of shit he's saying is just all the hell out. But the men that's in the know, the people that's in the know, hey, we see when he says something correct. You know what I mean? And
You see, but the people are looking for something to grasp onto because they really don't know what's real and what's fake. And so when you have a celebrity like that guy pop up with some part truth like you were going into, a lot of people will gravitate to that. A lot of people will try to grasp that, you know, and make it more than what it actually is. You know.
No. On top of that, it makes sense that they choose him to bring out like that because he's the richest so-called Negro he has. Yeah. I think he's worth $11 billion. So everybody's going to tune in and be like, okay, let me pay attention to this, you know, even though there's a lot of BS in what he's saying, you know.
Brother got that rich man. Go ahead, read it.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 20. It says, the young man said unto him, all these things have I kept from my youth up. What let I yet? Yahweh said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast had, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions.
Now, is Kanye gonna sell? He's gonna give up on his billion? Because what's the first thing he bragged about? I'm the richest black man in history. So if you're the richest, then you know what it takes to come into the ministry. You gotta sell all that you have. Well, for one, you gotta hit us off or something. Hit the brotherhood off. You gotta give us all. That's what a true brother would do. You know, if I had billions, brothers getting broken off. That's the first thing you do. You hit up the elders, and you come on down the line, the rest of the brothers. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, brother.
Verse 23. Then said Yahweh unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter in the kingdom of heaven. Verse 24. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And that eye, when the camel goes into that eye, it's talking about like a low place, because the camel is very stubborn. So when a camel goes down to a low state, he fights. So as far as like the reverend rich man, he won't go down to a low state and get all that he has because he's proud, right?
Yeah, I brought it out last week. In order for that camel to go into the eye, he has to put the luggage off the camel. Take everything off. So that's a little spiritual. It's very rare that. Now we're not saying that it's not going to happen. It's just very rare.
The book of Sirach, chapter 13 and verse 23. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look at what he saith.
Now, what Kanye says, we're going to just bring it on the low level. Kanye, anytime he says something, people just stop and listen to it. Oh, you heard that crazy stuff he said? What are you talking about today?
They exalted to the clouds. But if a poor man speaks, they say, what fellow is this?
Now, when we speak, what they look at is they rob by, fucking niggers, crazy, we are fools for the Lord's sake, you know what I mean? They call us all types of names, Hey, even the ones that so-called in truth, what they call us, the bums. Nobody pays attention to us except for the elect. Elect won't get it, but not the average peon walking by. Right?
And if he stumbles, they will help to overthrow him. And that's exactly what's happening. We can say the right words, but a lot of people don't take heed on to what the prophets are saying. They take the words that are given through the mouths of the prophets, through Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and just throw it behind their back. They don't even consider.
To add on, brother, how many times have we been out here prophesying and people will listen to it, and instead of listening, they're not even listening to it. Instead of actually listening to the words, they look at our attire, y'all Muslims, assalamu alaikum, brother. They're not paying attention to anything we're saying. We're saying things like that give you eternity, essentially, give you the kingdom,
Yeah. All right. The people don't even consider what's been given to them. This is mercy.
The scripture says, what is it? The ox knoweth his owner, the ass is not considered, but Israel do not consider. Roughly paraphrase. They don't. They take the words, and even some of them, they'll sit here and listen, act like they will. I'll be back next week, brother. And as soon as they walk off, they throw it right, over their shoulder,
You can hold the same conversation with them in the same moment, and it actually looks like they're getting it, but they throw it right behind them. I got to think about my 401k. I got to think about this. I got to think about that. I got to do this and do that. But not realizing that this is mercy that's given to them at the very moment. Because when Yahweh Hashem Yahushua closed the door in this place, no one can sit back and say that the Lord has not been merciful. They cannot, even the other nations, because even the nations have gotten their portion, far exceeding that of Israel,
Back to Israel only.
The book of Joel, chapter 2.
Yeah, we the princes of the world, and we served all these nations. Man. We built their kingdoms up. They was on thrones. We was outside working in the hot sun. And we the princes of the world, so they can't, when we get our glow up, they can't come back and say, this is unfair.
It says that in the scripture somewhere.
We were chosen, and we had to serve y'all. So come on, man. Y'all weren't even meant to rule. But for the purpose of our learning and our growth, y'all got put up in the ruler seat. And the last nigga left, Esau, the worst nigga to ever live on the planet. All right? Don't even give the land a Sabbath. So even when you get the food out the ground, there's no nutrients. It's lacking nutrients. You know? This guy's a goddamn devil, man. Go ahead, bro.
The book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
Moab.
Israel.
Ammon.
Israel.
Esau.
Israel.
Israel. What?
And that I am the Lord, or I am Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, your power.
Talking to Israel. Nobody else. Nobody else. So how do you try to find us? It's bad enough that the top dogs of Esau want to claim to be us. They also want to have the rest of his nation say that they can fit in. You know, the ones that aren't of Amalek. You know. So as long as I give my faith and my love and honor to Jesus, I'm good. Nah, man. No. But
That I am Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, your power, and none else.
nobody else can obtain salvation. You can't get around it, no matter how hard you try. You know, he with the slave Bible, you know none of this was in there. You know what I mean? Just obey your master. That's it. You know. Or John 3:16. You know those was in there. You know. They ain't want to bring out a feathers of iron like a Birth of a Nation. I love that movie. So all right, go ahead. I think that's it. Right?
No more. Okay. And my people shall never be ashamed. That's it on that.
My people. Not all people, but my people. That's it. That's what it's at.
Yeah, I got something. It's Psalms 149, and I start at 2, and it says, let Israel rejoice in him that made him, and let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. He's showing you, hey, Israel is the only people that are going to be joyful when Yahweh returns. You know? That you other nations are going to see the strangers of our salvation and going to realize who the Lord's dealing with. You know? They're going to see all of these so-called black men just taken up into the church and come back down and wreak havoc. You know? These nations going to see what time it is.
We're going to come back in our true color. We're going to have our true Nephilim, you know, true power. They're going to see us the way he is.
Think about it. Under all this pain and all this affliction, like the brother said, the food's bad, the chemtrails, the poison, the meds that, you know, some of us is bullshit, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, try to wing off if you can. But through all that, look what we still doing, man. We got cats that, remember Sean Kemp, the Rain Man?
Yeah.
He was born crippled.
Yeah.
His knees, he couldn't walk. Yeah. They said, you'll never be able to walk. Man, by the grace of Yahweh, by the outside, this dude, remember, hey, before he even reached the NBA, you ever been to the basketball court that they have chains for that? Back in the day, I'm showing my age, the chains on the net, they said this dude used to dunk so hard that sparks would fly off the chains in the net. And this guy was crippled, born crippled. So imagine looking at full strength. Come on, man. I see guys doing push-ups off the ground, flying there, landing on another level or something, you know? Can't say that. We're not the Mosai's favorite, not his son. Come on, man.
I mean, you even have a lot of Israelites, well, not a lot of Israelites, but you have Jake that do horizontal chin-ups. You know, lift thousands or hundreds of pounds with no problem. The other nations can't do that. Not the way we can.
Yeah, who's the number one person in sports? They watch us. They try to emulate. Hey, you ever see how Floyd Mayweather does a sit-up? He sits and stands up.
Bro, lean back,
That's
come up.
crazy. You can't. Now, people can try to mimic stuff, but they can't do it like how we can do it. And we're under all this BS. Not to mention the stress that we deal with, financial problems, everything, you know?
That's what I was going to say. Our mental capacity supersedes these other nations on a whole nother level. You know, the things we can endure, you know, how fast our mind works, you know?
And everything.
Yeah, we perform all things, you know?
Hey, you talking about the pain. Remember when they used to test on our women, they didn't give us any anesthesia or anything, because they already knew we were tougher than them. They wanted to see if they could push us to the breaking point, you know?
They got a whole profession out of that called gynecology.
Oh, yeah.
That that whole medical profession came from the torture of our women. You know, cutting them open and doing all types of things. That's why in the kingdom, the punishment that they're gonna get is gonna be double. I got a precept about the
Yeah, what you were saying about Floyd though, if you said brain capacity. Now boxers, you gotta be very. They was joking them about. I remember they said he couldn't read or some shit. Boxing, you gotta be very smart because, and your mind has to react very quickly because if you slip a punch, you have to react just as fast. Basically, you slipping and throwing at the same time. That's why it's called a counter. And what they do though, they'll slip and counter again. But that's real life, like speed. So your brain is literally like left, right. That takes, immense skill up here. And that's why these other nations can't get in the ring like that.
Just to back up that we do have the brain capacity, man. Because they try to protect us.
Braun.
No, nigga, we dominate this.
What did that guy say when he? What's the guy that has that top podcast? And he said, "Oh, you're half white and half black."
Jeff Rogan?
Joe Rogan. Yeah. He said, "Oh, so you the best of both worlds. You brain and brawn." And that's what they try to really push.
You see, but they can try all they want, but at the end of the day, it is who we are. Because all they can do is simulate who we are. They can try to fabricate who we are in labs and especially witchcraft potions or whatever, but they can never be Israel.
Hey, like Moab, you watch Moab breakdance. It looks dope, but a lot of it is mimic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now they work hard at it. Some of them be they be fucking shit up. You know what I mean? But not all of Israel, but a lot of Israel come on, they can get it naturally. You know what I mean? Come up with a crazy dance. You know what I'm saying? It's just something we have naturally. Not all Jake bust the move now. Because a lot of people say, "Oh, you can't dance, so you're not Israel."
Yeah, I mean.
No, you gotta have a two-step though, man. You gotta have something.
You gotta have
if you ain't got a two-step, you just got the curses on you. You at least a two-step, man. We got rhythm, because our people got rhythm, man. Something. Yeah, snap, finger snap. Because you'll see he'll be snapping off beat. You at least gotta have some,
Yeah, that shit look bad when they be having parties. That shit be looking fucked up. You be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man.
Even when we mock you, we're still in rhythm. You're like who was it, Carlton? Yeah, right, doing that crazy shit. Even when
he
we
was on rhythm though.
Yeah, right.
He fucked that shit up.
He was on point with it.
What's the episode with what's their sister name? When Ashley was singing and they was behind her dancing. Carlton went, boy.
Soul Train when he
he
went all the way over. He had his own little solo performance.
Michael Jackson and all that stuff. But still, even when we mock the other nations, we still are great at it to the point where the nations try to emulate the mock.
Yo, think about it, we're good at everything, even comedy. The best comedians are G. You know what I mean? Now there's some funny different nations. Some of them might be big too, but we run everything, man. Everything. At the lowest capacity, not capacity, the lowest point in our lives. Think about all the comedians that are top comedians. They come from the bottom of the bottom. You couldn't take whatever the Lord blessed them with. Something clicked in their head, and they had this one little talent and it blew up.
Just like the brother was saying, Israel is the form of all things. That which has been, which is now, and that which will be, still come. Paraphrasing, of course, but nothing has changed. There's no new thing under the sun as far as who we are.
Right.
The only thing that's changed is the punishment that Yahweh Shem Yahushua has put us through.
Hey, the top genre on the earth right now, literally by statistics, is hip hop. But it ain't even close. And that started with Jake and the Hood. Really, it goes back to the ancient times, poetry and all that. But look at all these nations with hip hop. Adopting hip, you take hip hop out of the earth. What gonna happen to the earth without hip hop? Niggas gonna be depressed like a motherfucker. Even though it's corrupt right now, the shit that's on the mainstream is bullshit. But you take hip hop out of the earth, these people, they parties is gonna suck.
They stuck now.
Cause Esau, he snorted the coke off hip hop. He do the wild shit off hip hop. When he go to his fan house, he listen to country. But when he by himself, he listen to hip hop.
He always, what's the famous line they always say? Go back to Africa. Let's say we all just actually got up and left Babylon.
Not realizing that that's where they got to go back to too,
Yeah.
in that general region.
Yo, no, but I'm just saying, just imagine if we got up and just went to the Eastern Hemisphere. This place would be wild. This should be funky as hell. It already stinks, but think about it, man. You know, we created the stoplight. You know, peanut butter.
And it's to let the praise of his name, let them praise his name, and the dance, let them praise to him with the cymbal and the harp. You know, showing you that hey, the Lord likes his instrument is the harp. The Lord likes that rhythm, that vibration. You know, so he put that on his people. Continuing on, verse 4, and it says, "For the Lord has taken pleasure in his people; he will beautify the meek with salvation," showing that the nation of Israel is still the only people that's going to get that salvation, you know?
Hey, think about it. Wasn't it King David? I think it was King David. Yeah. That was God. He was getting down so bad, his garment lifted up. Imagine what moves he was pulling now. You know what I mean?
What more questions you need to come around the front to ask people?
Well,
Yes, ma'am.
You got any questions?
Not really. Anything that if you live in another country and you're from a Christian background and you don't want to be a Christian and you want to be something otherwise, you think that a person from another country is Christian from another country. That's not like the whole thing is Christian.
Are you asking what will we choose to be?
Yeah.
Well, we're not Christians.
Yeah.
You know, well, you could say we're the true Christians, but we're of the 12 tribes of Israel, like you said. You know, we're not a religion. This is a heritage. This is a people. You know, this is a custom, a way of living. You know.
So if you understand the scriptures, you know, the Bible, the Lord's only dealing with a specific nation of people. And of course, he has all the other nations on it as well. But salvation, who you would call Jesus, is only for these people. You know, that's who salvation is for. So it's not about choosing your religion. It's about accepting who you are as a person on this planet Earth. You know, who your seed line goes back to, your forefathers. You know, or who the hard iron. You know, that image. You know, that they portrayed in her head when she was a little kid. That stuck with her, man. That's who salvation is going to come to her. You know, so when her seeing them horns up there and how they portray, you know, how the Roman Catholic Church portray the devil, you know, she's thinking, oh, y'all put horns on my Jesus, you know.
If I may, that image has been a destroyer of nations. You know, and yeah, Khan, and even until this time, the other nations are also helping, you know, to perpetuate that. You know,
And even if you know that, I'm gonna add on clock. Even if you know that the Messiah is not a so-called white man, subconsciously you going in that church every Saturday and Sunday and seeing Caesar up there, that puts something in your mind, whether you believe it or not. It's subconscious. It tries to lift up one nation over us. You know?
yeah, right. You know, and that also explains the hypocrisy of Jake and the other nations. You know, how can you sit back and say that the Lord is a Arab looking dude, but meanwhile you know that that's not his color?
Middle Eastern.
Yeah, right. Khan. Middle Eastern.
Middle Eastern. So that's
But-
the rest.
Yeah, Khan. But you turn around and you'll bow to that image. You know, and that's the same thing that these devils have placed on our people and the world. You know, the Lord don't care about the other nations, but he's also going to pay for what he's done to the other nations in the world. You know, especially with Israel. This devil's gonna have to go. I got a precept.
You
got more on that?
Okay, go on. Just going into what you were saying. Back in Psalm 149, it's verse 7, and it says, let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth. And that's what you see us doing right now. We're the mouthpiece of the Heavenly Father putting the world on trial, no matter who you are as an individual or your nation. You know what I'm saying? You have something?
Baba Kashar, the 12 tribes are the jury. You know, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is the judge. You know, the same way this devil has his judge and jury is the same way the Lord's got his. You know, and he's going to have to pay for what he's done. Even the lies that they're trying to perpetuate, going door to door, passing out pamphlets. You know?
Speaking of lies, you think that the Heavenly Father would let the Messiah look like this? You know?
That's an
Man.
abomination.
Yeah, come on now, that's all right. That's come on, no picnic at all.
That lack of melanin is a curse, according to Leviticus, you know? So the Lord's not going to come back, you know, with leprosy, with a curse on him, you know? That would defeat the purpose of him fulfilling the law, you know?
And another cut for that is with melanin, we used to live hundreds of years. But see, when you lack melanin, you get skin diseases quick, faster, and you're more prone to skin diseases. But not only that, you age way faster.
In glory, let them sing big. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand. You know, and this is going into when the Lord ultimately comes back. When we come down back out of his chariot and execute judgment. You know, that's it. You know, yep. Verse 7, and it says to execute vengeance upon the heathen. We're showing everybody's not going to be saved. It's the nation of Israel, and the other nations are going to be outside of the temple. You know,
And not even Jesus is not going to be all of them. It's going to be the elect.
it's not starting out. You know. Because like as I was saying, you know, ultimately, a lot of 2/3 of the days gonna have to die on the side, and for the wickedness and not coming back to the Father, you know. And this is what we're out here trying to do, so we can be those first fruits that make it into the kingdom, you know, with Yahweh first, you know. So he can look upon us and say, "Well done, thy good and faithful servant," you know. That's that. Yeah. He's gonna look at it out. To execute vengeance upon heathens and punishment upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute judgment, to execute to them the judgment written. This honor have all the saints praise you the Lord. And those saints is the nation of Israel, who this whole passage was about. You know, so those guys that came up to you talking about a wrong and truthful doctrine, they have no understanding. You know, they're not reading within context. They're not reading what the Holy Spirit placed upon them. You know,
Bro, you can have your brother as a servant. Now, of course, you don't treat him like you would treat a heathen. But if you can have your brother of your nation as a servant, what the fuck can you do to a heathen?
Yeah.
Don't you know in our law we could give them pork? Like we could give them this one, like get that shit to eat it. The law don't, and that's a food that totally destroys the whole fucking body. And inflammation out the ass, man. All the foods that's abominable causes inflammation, man.
Well, the nation really got to pay, man. You got to pay. You're going to catch it, man. And that's essentially what the brother reading right now is telling you. You're going to be fed as an iron. Y'all did us dirty. Y'all got to get it twofold. Y'all going to get something bad. You know? Yeah. And don't think, like we said all the time, brothers going to have spiritual power. Don't think it's going to be your last stop or kill you. Nah, we'll keep you alive and enduring that pain, yo. It's a building. You know what I mean? You know, that's it.
Con, I got two precepts about it. Okay, Con. The book of Ezra, chapter 3 and verse number 36. Thou shalt find that Israel by name has kept thy precepts, not these other nations. You know, they don't even know what a precept is.
Get that word.
But not the heathen. You know, the heathen don't understand the scriptures like the brother was bringing out. You know, they don't even know where to begin. You know, a lot of them. Oh, I'm in the book of 2 Ezra, chapter.
Let's get the etymology.
Yeah, you know, the other nations don't understand the scriptures, and that's why when they come knocking on the prophet's door, they're confounded. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, this is precept in the Edom Online. It says commandment or direction given as a rule of action, especially an injunction as to moral conduct. Moral conduct. Right.
Yeah, so these other nations, they have no moral conduct. That's why they'll commit bestiality, commit homosexuality, be gothic. Halloween is their shit. But Jake, now you'll see Jake walking around looking like Dracula. Got the devil horns. Our women got the devil outfit with the tail, with the shit.
Yeah.
Now you see Jake adopted these heathen customs. No moral conduct. But that's the heathenistic trick. That's why 2/3 have to fucking go. Here it is, you dressing up like ghouls and goblins and witches, which the Lord said, suffer not a witch to live. All these crazy ass demonic creatures. Now, the Lord was to let loose some of this shit. Werewolves, your ass to be pissing out blood out of fear. And the Lord is going to allow some of this shit to be set free. This stuff that you putting on these costumes and shit, man. You know? Is it any more, man? No more conduct.
The maximum rule of conduct, order. You know, advise, but back to, you know, order. Rule 2 and order.
Yeah, read that precept again.
The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 3 and verse 36. Thou shalt find that Israel by name have kept thy precepts.
Yeah, kept your order, kept your moral conduct, kept your commandments. Always beginning with the elect though. Because like I said, I'm good though. Like I said, always with the 2/3, they always was rebellious. Even when we were left, the brother mentioned the wilderness earlier, even when we left out of Egypt, they started lacking moral conduct and order right after they seen the miracles.
Moses, you brought us out here to die. We missed the fish, the cucumbers, the garlic and the leek. We missed Egypt.
He's in Egypt. We had a house of our head, shelter, no moral conduct. That's why Moses, Moshe, got so fucking fed up. You couldn't blame. He was in the flesh. He got punished for that eventually. But dude, to deal that long 40 years with niggas.
Like straight.
Moses said, yo, I can't do it, man. And he just struck the rock. He said, here's some water. Wow. You know what I'm saying? He gave them niggas water, but he got punished for that, for not glorifying the Lord. But that's what happens when you're around fucking niggas, man. That's why we try to keep our distance from the 2/3, because they lack moral conduct. They lack order. All right? Niggas will do any goddamn thing. They'll rob you, supplant you out of your last coins. You know what I'm saying? They'll fuck your baby mom. What Kendrick say in the song? You know what I'm saying? They fuck your baby mom. That's culture. You know, while you locked up, then you find out your nephew been gunned down. That's culture. That's Jake. No moral conduct, no order. Hyenas off on loose. You go to any inner city, any ghetto, what is Jake doing? Selling drugs, hanging on the corner, going in the corner store, throwing the Cheetos and Doritos on the ground. No order, man. You better get it.
I got a little bit more on that, to wrap it up. But not the heathen. The heathen has no moral compass. They don't even know what morality is. Their idea of morality is...
Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter.
Their idea of morality is opposite of what the scriptures state. Which goes to show you that they don't even believe in the scriptures. You know? They rather turn around and do everything adverse to it. Like it's really easy to fall into a situation where you're stuck into the conversations of this filthy world. You know? That's why it's important to stay in the scriptures and be around the brothers. Because like what I was telling the brother on the way in, this is refreshing to me. Having to be around a bunch of non-believers at work that talk about bullshit. You need this. You need to stay in the scriptures. And if need be, you need counsel. That's why this is so important.
You talk to Jake in the world, their conversation is their struggles.
Oh, bro.
Like, nigga, I got hope. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to hear your struggles. I got hope. My hope is in you. How about you? I was saying, I don't need to hear
My family doing this, they're doing it.
smoking the blunt. That's all you're going to get from these niggas in the world, man. Them telling you their life struggles, man.
And also the other nations. You damn sure ain't gonna get nothing out of the other nations. The most that they gonna give you is a fucking pipe dream on what their yesterday used to be. And they trying to bring you back to that, They trying to lull Jake back to sleep.
Yep.
Which is why you got guys like Kanye and who's that woman?
Candace Owens.
Yeah, right. That's why you got them. The lull Jake back to sleep. And
She made a good point though. I watched the segment of her documentary, and when you look at the George Floyd shit, cameras, you can do a lot of things with camera angles. Now the camera angle that they showed on the TV, it looks like his knee is on his neck, but the body camera that they showed in court, or tried to show in court anyways, from the cop, it was on his shoulder blade. It was resting on his shoulder blade, but the point it was pointing at his neck. Now they found used pills in his car, and what they said was he had an immense amount of fentanyl and drugs in his system. Now the what's the report called? That report that tests you for drug usage said his heart was enlarged so much. Before the cops even got there, his heart was enlarged so much that even if they didn't come, he would have passed out. But now he's panicking, and when they showed the footage of him, when the cops had him in the car, before they even pulled him out, he's like, I can't breathe. Before they even put him on the ground, he was telling them, I can't breathe. So the whole shit was to get Jake emotional around up, and they painted this nigga as a fucking martyr. That shows you how powerful Esau is, man. The Lord is using this with his media. He pays these Black Lives Matter groups, right, to start these marches. He funds the whole movement. But Jake, the common Jake don't got money to go march, man. City to city. The common Jake ain't even thinking about that. You have to get funding. You have to get city ordinances, approval. We going to this city, that city. They did a world tour with that shit. Who's funding that shit, man? Whole bunch of confusion. But the elect sees through these things. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, brother.
I got the Habakkuk 2 Esau 4. You want to start with 2 when it goes into Esau? You can start on with the brother.
Yeah, get his soul, because we was talking about the moral compass.
This Habakkuk 2 and 4, and it says, behold, his soul, which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith.
Yeah, the soul in Esau is not lifted up right. So he has no moral compass. This nigga would do any fucking thing. Even these Christians, like you speak about the rapture, they waiting to get raptured. Man, as soon as a little adversity hit their doorstep and they find out the rapture ain't coming, they gonna be doing whatever it takes to get the bread. They gonna skin niggas alive. They gonna kidnap kids. I'm talking about Becky. You know what I'm saying? The ones that's all prissy. Hello. They gonna be the main ones, brutal. You know, they gonna get back to that plantation mindset they had against us, man. See, when they had us on the fields, they were cocky with their shit. Fucking piece of shit, nigga. So what's that movie, 12 Years a Slave, right? About Solomon Northrop. And you had the chick. She picked the most cotton out of anybody. But the slave master's wife was jealous. So she just threw a fucking, what she threw at her fucking head? She threw something hard as hell at her and just threw it at her. Just out of no reason. That's Susan.
Taking a quick precept, this is Job 30 and 8. Because they were children of fools, children of basemen, they were violent than the earth. So like the brother said, when adversity hits their ass, you're going to see the real wickedness come up out of them, man. That they best friend that they've been going bowling with for every Thursday for 10 years, they're going to try to decapitate them so they can eat them. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Look at the story of Esau. Esau can't take adversity well. When he came out of the wilderness after hunting, you know, he came back for that first fight. Yeah, he said, I'm about to die. He said, please, I will give you my birthright, you know. And within that time was a very important thing, you know. Today people don't understand the importance of a birthright, you know. It brought about the next ruler, you know, under that king, you know. So the promises that was given unto Isaac, you know, we know through the spirit it was meant to be given to Jacob. But that promise that was given to Isaac, you know, to his seed, if Esau would have gotten that, you know, it would have changed things. But through the spirit it wasn't, you know. But anyway, to go back to the point, Esau can't take adversity.
Hey, look at Cain. Able to righteous sacrifice. This nigga cutting his eyes at him like, you know, a nigga look at you like, man, this fucking nigga.
I ain't giving my cattle.
He murdered him. He was jealous and he murdered him. That's the spirit that's within them. Jealousy, rage. They all good with you when they able to sit comfortably how they want to. But when shit don't go their way, they fucking lose it.
Like, and they got the nerve to call us lazy.
I know, bro.
Cain was lazy as hell. And because of his laziness, he got jealous of his brother. You know, all you had to do what the Lord told you to do, you know? And that's Esau nowadays.
He was greedy as well, because having your cattle and offering up that sacrifice with your cattle, you know, your cattle's like your dollar amount. You know, so he would much rather give his fruit unto the heavenly Father instead of his proper his tithing that the Lord was requiring. You know, and that's the same thing Esau does to this day. He doesn't give the Lord his proper reverence and tithing. You know, he's not fit to be the ruler. You know, that's it.
Yeah, if you bring up that scripture, that goes exactly into what you were saying.
Hey, this is the book of Psalms 50 and 16. It says, "But unto the wicked, the Most High says, What hast thou to do with to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?"
Exactly. And that goes back to the time of Cain and Abel. You know, the Lord gave him the statutes verbally, but, you know, that devil was just the devil that he was.
Nigga ain't had no moral conduct.
No more conduct. You know?
That's foul. We're going to use that all week.
No
That's a lesson, man.
This is verse 17. "Seeing thou hatest instruction."
He hates the scriptures. Although he'll turn around and say that he lived by it, but when you look at his actions, it's nothing in line with what the scriptures say, and that's that doctrine that a lot of Jakes support on, you know, believing in what this devil is saying. Go ahead.
Or when the truth comes out, because you got these Bible, you got Edomites that really believe in this Bible, but they believe in the Christianity version, like they die-hard Christians.
I only had sex once.
You know, like but when the truth comes out and they find out what the Lord looks like, what his people look like, who Esau is, that when no, it can't be. You know, they will never accept the truth. If you was a righteous Edomite, accept the truth.
Right, but there's not one among
There
them.
you go.
How can you make that which is crooked straight?
And I want that fake shit when they be saying, yes, I'm a slave, I'm going to, no, you don't need, you say that now, till it's time to happen. You ain't going to be with it. You going to rebel.
Verse 17 again, it says, "Seeing thou hatest instruction, and castest my words behind thee," and I have a quick precept for that. This is 2 Timothy 3 and 16.
And
It says,
instruction was one of those words in the precept definition that we read on Etymology. Yep.
This is 2 Timothy 3 and 16. "All scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High, and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness." You know, and this guy claims to love the Lord, and he's a Bible thumping Christian, and he lives his life for the Most High. But like it says right here, "Casteth my words behind thee." That's what he does.
Come. And Salakia. It's easy for them to say these things when they don't live by the things that are in the scriptures. It's easy to say, "I love all men," but not realizing that if you murder a man, you should be put to death. Or even if you move a boundary wrong, you know, destruction should come unto you. Taxing people. Well, that went on throughout the scriptures, but I mean, still, you know, the things this devil does throughout the world today shows that he doesn't understand the scriptures, because how can you sit here and walk up and say that you love all men, meanwhile you treat all men like shit?
Right.
How can you turn around and say that?
Oh, just to add on, he treats his own people like shit. Not the top dogs of Eve. He treats everybody thinks it's just Jake that's poor. Go into the middle of the U.S. and stuff. There's a lot of poor little, you know, now unless they Jake, you know.
They call them trailer trash.
Trailer trash. A lot of them probably are Jake, but look to the face value. You treat your own people. Don't give a fuck about them.
No,
you know? It's the so-called white people that live in Flint. Why was they water so fucked up for so long? You know?
And the brother, the Barger Boss, got a good precept. This is Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. It says, matter of fact, let's just get it. Malachi 1, verse 4 to the key.
It's Malachi 1 and 4, and it reads, "Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever."
So if he has indignation with them forever, obviously they still on the earth. They didn't just disappear. The Lord said he got indignation with them forever. We're not in the kingdom of heaven. We're still playing out this book. So that means they here and they're being hated by the Lord.
prophecy of Obadiah, the Edomites not going to be done away with into the kingdom. You know, after they endure their captivity and their hardcore bondage that they're going to serve, they're going to be burnt up. You know,
And it specifies how they're going to. It says with northern kingdom and southern kingdom. And it says Joseph will be a flame. So you got to show us in history where southern kingdom, and after the split from Jeroboam and Rehoboam, you got to show us in history where they came back together, went against Esau, and wiped his ass out. There's no account of that.
Ecclesiastes.
Because what they'll use is they'll go in the Maccabees during the Hasmonean dynasty with Mattathias and Judah Maccabees and say, well, during the Hasmonean dynasty they had Edomites as slaves. Yeah, but you still had the Roman Empire rule, and they only reigned. The Hasmonean dynasty got their ass whooped once the Roman Empire decided, you know what, let's just fucking send a real army against them. And that was the end of the Hasmonean dynasty because there was a border. Judas Maccabees and them, they had their border where if you cross this line, nigga, you gonna keep all the laws, or we gonna put your ass, like they was in the law, like if you don't keep the law, we put you to death. You know, and they were able to war against, you know, Roman cavalry armies with that guerrilla warfare. Like they would catch them in the woods, you see a platoon walking, and they'll just pop out because they knew the surroundings, they knew the areas. But what the Roman armies did was they learned how they fought. Yep, and they led them down a trap during a long path, and they had elephants with them. The elephants started dying off. Men started dying off from hunger. You know what I'm saying? They caught them with the guerrilla warfare tactics. So the Roman army actually defeated the Hasmonean dynasty. So that didn't wipe out Esau. So miss us with that shit, man.
Ecclesiastes 4:16. There is no end of all of the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this also is vanity and vexation of the spirit. So just to, land back, there's no end of all people, you know. What does it say? That they gotta serve us in the kingdom. So how is the end of all people right now? You know, and we definitely not in the kingdom right now. You know, we still gotta punch the damn clock. Wake up all early. What we say all the time, right? Wake up early, bumping the wall and shit. We got your head together, but you gotta rush out the door. Nah, we trying to kick our feet up, you know? You want to go back to that?
Grab that from me.
Hey, brother, you got anything? I was just asking you.
This Ezekiel 28:3, and it says, "Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel."
Exactly. This devil is wiser than Daniel. Why? Because he searched out our steps. You know? This devil has actually, exactly. He's a skillful hunter. This devil has actually used our information against us throughout history. You know? So, it is no surprise that Satan has become the light. You know? Yeah, you know? You got something?
Which just means the illuminated one. You know, the light bearer. Esau is the light bearer at this time. You know, that when we are in the kingdom, we're gonna be the Illuminati. We're gonna bear the light. You know, the law's gonna go forth out of Israel. Meaning we're gonna govern this world. You know, we're gonna be the Illuminati.
I'm gonna give him the light. I'm gonna light his ass up. I'm gonna light him up.
Yeah, but they're not even in the light when they call themselves Isaiah 8 and 7, right? They don't got no light in them, you know, because they don't adhere to the word.
Yeah, right. You're right.
They got that left hand light.
They got that what's his name, Alex Crowley said, do as will. They do whatever they want, you know?
You know, and a little bit off the subject a bit, but these devils are starting to realize that they're starting to be known throughout the world and throughout the other nations and hated. Because I've never heard an Asian person say they hate Esau the way I hear them say they hate Esau. Because a lot of these people are starting to understand their history. A lot of these people are starting to understand the problem. A lot of these people are starting to understand the sicknesses and all the deaths in the world.
Just to add on, and that their top tribe, which is Amalek, you say anything about them, and what happens? If you are of a certain stature, you say anything about them, if you're a celebrity or known to the world, you get canceled, you know what I mean? Because they don't want you to know who they are. You know, and they don't want us to know who we are.
Exactly.
You know, when Professor Griff said that Nick Cannon, they don't want us to know who we are. Because if we know who we are, and really apply the fact that we are the sons of the living power, you know, we be out of here. You know, you know,
Yeah, right.
You know?
Right. We are the only people, well, not the only people, but we're one of the people upon the earth that are the greatest upon the earth, and yet we don't even want to know who we are. You know? And it's a beautiful plan that this devil has set forth, where he can take your book, your history, knock on your door, and tell you about yourself from his perspective.
Yep.
That's arrogant. Nothing in these scriptures state that he's of a chosen line of salvation. Nothing. They can't even find it. You know? And when you start getting into it, the scriptures will tell you, you know, about vines and gardening and waters and mountains. When you start getting into it, you know, you should start scratching your head like, yo, who's the vine? You know? Yeah, come. You know?
The old man. Yeah.
The scriptures tell you, I have gotten one vine, or one river, one flower, one people, one this, one that, Israel this, Israel that, Zion. The other nations don't play a part in this, not whatsoever. But this devil's going to have to pay for all the lies and deceit that he puts forward.
Right.
You know, it's amazing. He can walk around here arrogantly as if he did nothing wrong. But meanwhile, he's the scourge of the earth, destroying this place, destroying us. I hate these motherfuckers with a perfect hatred. But meanwhile, turn around and say, I love you, bro. Can't we just get along? Jesus loves everything.
Yeah.
No. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. This is verse 8, back in Psalm 50. This is verse 18. When thou sawest a beast, then thou consented with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers.
This devil loves thieves. He's a partner of thieves. He's a partner of adultery. You know, he don't want you to do right. He's Mr. Can't Get Right. That's his history. You know? But if you do wickedly, hey, he's on your side. You know, you do anything transverse or adverse to the scriptures, he'll love you for it. Why? Because he knows who you are.
Yeah, here it is, if I may. You got this guy, Noriega. He got this show where he gets everybody drunk and has everybody acting belligerent. He even acts belligerent. Now, he can sit here and brag to the whole world how many people he shot in his past and how much of a gangster he was, right? You know, I'm an ex-shooter. You know I shoot people, right? As soon as he mentions Big Daddy E, he goes on apology tour. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know Kanye was going to go there. He's going from radio station to radio station to radio station on apology tour because this is Big Daddy E commanded him to do. Now, go ahead and talk about shooting your own people, and I'm going to crack you so. But as soon as you expose us, and the scriptures expose who he is, we got to shut you up. Or he's going to shut you down, you know?
Right.
Nigga happy he got that plastic ass hip hop award. Nigga, that shit ain't even made out of real material, man. Fuck out of here, man. That shit ain't gonna make it in the kingdom. You know, we got awards, so we gotta play right. That nigga was happy as hell they won that award, man. And then they tied, to show you this bullshit, they tied with that bitch Carisha from City Girl. And her show ain't even been out in 4 years.
Like 4 episodes. You know, that's
fuck out of here, man. Hip hop award.
How we got 4 episodes and 1 award?
Yeah, because both of them on Revolt.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Go ahead,
continuing on. Verse 19. Thou givest thy mouth to evil. Right?
Yeah. As we were just bringing out.
That's the spirit. Right?
If it ain't righteous, it's evil, and they love you for it. They will actually pay you to do wicked.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
What's the show? The way everybody acts a fool.
Oh, wow.
No.
That was one though.
Yeah, what's the one? Somebody help me out. Love and Hip Hop. There we go. Okay, Love and Hip Hop. They gonna pay you. Some of them get paid decent too. Some of them get paid decent just to act a fool, fight, have these girls fighting with no clothes on, so their ass will pop out or their titties will pop out. You know what I mean?
Jerry Springer of the suburbs.
They want to see that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, following bullshit. You know?
Yeah, you don't see that on the Edomite. Like they got the Edomite shows like that, like the Beverly Hills Wives. But when they fight, it's like, Emily, get the fuck away. Like they don't go. You look watch our show, they pulling hair, like you said, ass and titties out.
Yeah, they throwing drinks. Look at the girl from Sean. Look at the girl from Sean. Man, that.
Oh,
that
for
gonna,
sure, yeah.
Yo, that's a pit bull off the leash.
But that's
And she gonna blow up. Watch.
Yeah, but
Because I heard they coming out with a show now.
See, but that shows you her spirit has been the fuck. I seen a video of her recently. She was in high school and she had her teeth still left and none of the tattoos. You can just see the spirit. Hey, the truth tells you about the spirits, man. She got with that guy, whatever his name, Blueface. Blueface. She got with him and her spirit is totally
You're right. You can see it on her countenance. You know, she walked through, she be lit.
Hand me my charger, bro. I think it's on the side.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
The black piece.
you know, for every wicked woman, there's a wicked man. You know? Bro, they stick with it. But they so bad with it, they normalize it. They don't even feel bad about their wickedness.
Like I was saying.
She whipping her father's ass. She whipping his family's ass.
Meanwhile, they wrong.
Now I was gonna say,
No kind of order.
that girl, you can see it on, you can see the spirit on her. She loaded off her liquor, and just went. She walked. Think about this big. She walked through the room like, who want what? You know what I mean? Jump bad. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's a bad thing. You good? Yeah. Psalm 50 and 19. It says, "Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit." Right?
That's why you're gonna have to pay for what you've done. Because you've actually perpetuated your bullshit on Israel. You're gonna have to pay for that. And I love saying that because you're gonna have to pay for that. Okay?
Thou sittest and speakest against thy brothers, thou slanderest thy own mother's son.
Exactly. So
Oh, and you made a good point about, you said with a jury. Now, he said that you slander us, you speak against thy mother's son. We're brothers, right? The scriptures call him the accuser of the brothers. But when you read in Revelation, what does it say? The souls of the just cry unto the Father daily. How long until you avenge, us on that nigga? You know, they like you said, like the jury. How long until you judge this wicked ass nigga? Go ahead,
yeah, time. Because we're bringing out the evidence week in, week out, every day, rising up early. We're bringing out the evidence. Even their own tongues are falling upon them. They're bringing out evidence on themselves, and the other nations are starting to get fed up. So they're bringing out evidence too. It's
Perfection of the spirit.
yeah, so I mean.
And now you got Saudi Arabia. They're in talks of joining BRICS. So we at the end, man. He ain't about to let that shit happen. His top oil connect, the biggest oil connect on the earth, be in tune with China and Russia and India. This nigga gonna start war.
That's what constantly kills his economy. That things that his biggest element that he can sell, that the natural resource he sell, it can get is that gas. If that's messed up, he's gonna lose it. That's what continues his currency as well. That natural oil trade that he makes.
Yeah, the first thing Morgan did, J.P. Morgan, was take his ass over there and say, "Hey, look, Saudi, get in a deal with me. I'll make y'all rich. I'll make y'all turban wearing niggas rich." And to this day, that pact was over a century ago. To this day, they still got control of that oil. You gotta sell oil through the petrodollar reserve system. Now the BRICS, what they want to do is let's change it. Do it through the ruble. You can do it through the yuan. That's what the whole talking is about. He like, oh hell no. You gonna drop nukes on your ass. See, that's how close we are to the prophecy. You follow where the money go. Wherever the money going, that's where the prophecy at, man. Because Eve's God is money, his God is gold. His son Eliphaz, one of his sons' name was Eliphaz. My God is gold. You don't follow where they going with the money. We close. Go ahead, brother.
And Baba Kishar, if I may, not only is it about the money, it's about control. You know? That's how the devil has been able to rule. Controlling the narrative, controlling the lies, controlling what truth was the truth. You know, because he did say some truth, but it was intertwined with lies. You know? Controlling the people, controlling the food, controlling the weather, controlling the earth. Yahweh Shem Yahushua has gave him the fatness of the earth.
You want to be like unto the Most High.
That's right. You know? That's right. So what he's done was he's actually been given dominion over the people, control over the people. See what that definition of dominion, Baba Kishar? Because that's what he's been given, and that's what Yahweh Shem Yahushua is about to take away from him. Dominion over the earth. Because he's ruled unrighteously, as the brother was bringing out in the scripture.
Yeah, brother get in Isaiah, his sword shall be bathed in heaven, because that's going to tie right along with what the brother about to go into.
He's about to get the definition of dominion because he's about to lose it. This devil is about to lose everything that he's worked centuries for in a short span of time. You know, and that's going to confound him. You know?
Hey, Revelation 12:10.
Yeah. That's right. You got that?
I think the etymology for it, and it just says dominion, and it's a territory over with dominion is asserted, dominion, estate, property, dominion,
The property.
Yep.
The property that this
he's a lord, master, owner. You know, he wants to be lords over you.
Well,
you know,
Yahweh Shem Yahushua has given them power to do so. You know?
Well, and ultimately to catch you, you 2/3, you know, that ultimately never wanted to serve the Heavenly Father, to catch you in that trick bag and give you that righteous punishment that you deserve. You know, he is that whipping stick. You know, the Lord set him up to kick you Jake's ass that don't want to get it together. You know, so therefore, Jake loves money just as well. You know, and he see Esau as the Lord of the money right now. You know, so he's gonna take that all. He's gonna continue to be a servant unto Esau. You know.
Yeah. That which has been is now. He was a servant then. You know, to the other nations, he's going to be a servant now to the other nations.
Word.
You know, these jakes that don't get right, they were meant not to get right. We only have to be elect, or we're only here to edify the elect. You know.
Yeah, we pushing the truth out there so the elect can hear it. Go ahead, Zoro. Oh, if you see something you want to hit at, it's good. You can hit it there.
This is Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 5. It says, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment."
See, the people is cursed, which you all know Idumea is the Greek way of saying what? Edom, which is idle warm. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 6. The sword of the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushai is filled with blood. It is made fat with the fatness, and with the blood of the lambs and the goats, and with the fat of the kidneys of the rams. For the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushai have a sacrifice in Basra and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Alright, and the sacrifice in Basra, that's going into America. Alright, because the sacrifice is going to be those nuclear missiles burning America. Alright, so the Lord deals with sacrifice. He's got demon-like power.
The Lord requires it, it always requires an offering. In this instance, it's going to be a burnt offering. You know, America is going to be that altar that's going to continuously burn, you know, as they offering in remembrance of what not to be, you know.
No, that was it.
Oh, it's a different one I wanted. Which says his sword shall be bathed in heaven.
Oh, time.
And that was a good one, though. That was a good one. Because that word heaven goes into the dominion, rulership. All right? So, pursuant to Job 9:24, the earth being given into the hand of the wicked, the brother just read some of those words. Property, lord over, ownership. He's been given ownership of the land, the air, the sea, the people on it, the animals on it. What does he do? He has control of the animals. He decides to throw them in the zoo. He decides to fuck the animal. He has control over the people. He decides to poison the people, lie to the people, lock them up in prison. He has control of the air. He decides to poison the air. He has control of the sea. Now, the water Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the sea is so vast and deep that he can't even poison the sea like he wants to. You know? Because the sea is too vast, man. After the flood, the earth became majority water. You better get it.
Yeah, I got Isaiah 34. Brother, what did you?
That was Isaiah 34.
Yeah, that was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. You had verse 5?
Yeah, I went straight to the point at verse 5.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Oh, you have read it?
Well, I start at 3 though.
Yeah, that's what I was at.
Yeah. Isaiah 34 and 3. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stench shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll.
Yeah, see? That's that dominion, that rulership. Right? The nukes, like the brother Zariel was going into the nukes. That's going to cause the heavens, what is saying? The heavens being rolled up. Look at that, man. That's prophecy hitting you in the face. That looks like a scroll being rolled up. That looks like the heavens have been rolled into a scroll.
And like the brother just brings back out. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon me.
Yeah.
Right? And upon the people of my curse to judge it.
There you go.
You know?
Yeah, you know, these people are cursed. But for some reason, they think that they will gain salvation. No way. You know? And you know, the crazy thing is, you don't hear about the other 17 nations talking about salvation the way he is. Because this devil knows that he fucked up big time. Royally. You know? To the point where the Lord said, you ain't getting no salvation simply because of what you did to my children.
Even with the banking system, like, man, this nigga breaks every law. He gets control of the banking system. He does use it. Like, god damn, nigga.
Hey, everything. I pray I can find that cartoon, that little short story, where they got Esau just walking. He sees the ball, he picks it up, tears it up. It's like a 2-minute long little short, short story, and he just tears the whole world up, right? And at the end, the very end, like the whole world is just a piece of shit. Like you got garbage filled to the top, but he puts a chair on top of the garbage and he sits there like this is his throne. But then right at the end, a chariot comes and zaps. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to find it, but he's the waster, yo. You know, he can't, like, who brought it out? He's Mr. Can't Get Right. He'll tear everything. That's why we know we almost out of here. Because if he kept going, this whole place is fucked. You know?
This nigga want robots. He want a society of robots, man. This freak has to be taken out of power, man.
He letting robots shoot guns and shit. He's hitting the robot over the head with a 2x4, and he's still letting it's gonna take. They keep playing around. Keep fucking up. It's gonna take a ride down by the lake. Yeah.
We got dogs. He want robot dogs.
Yeah.
We got dogs. The fuck you want a robot dog?
Oh, they got him being a canine police dog too. They got. Y'all seen that video? He went in and found the dude. Yeah. And he had the police sign on his back with a robot.
Oh, up in New York.
Yeah. Went right up in the project. And found the dude. You know?
They show you that shit. A lot of his weird aspirations he puts in that show Black Mirror. I advise bros to watch every season of that because everything that you could think of in the prophecies he put in there. The Quran. Free thought. I can't talk to you. That's the system that we're moving on to. The social credit score, which is already in China. Like if your credit's going up, brothers are actually going to be negative. Because it's going to be based on your online activity. They're going to see what the hell we've been talking about, and we talk to them.
That's why they started with the MySpace, with the Facebook, and the Instagrams and the likes. That whole system is based on how many followers and how many likes you
But
get.
the boss said he found the cartoon.
That's based on how many likes you can get. So that's going to be based on your credit score, and that's going to be how you can maneuver in society as well, how you can eat, how you can pay bills. Those are the things that they want to put.
And that's why a lot of Israelites are going to fall out of truth because you may end up homeless. You may end up having to wander around because you ain't gonna have shit. How you gonna buy shit and they tell you gotta use the Quran to get? Your social credit score gotta be up. You gotta abide by their rules. to get to. How you gonna get it? Unless you cave in, which a lot of Jakes is gonna do. And it's gonna be them niggas. They wear their fringes on their t-shirt everywhere. The ones that's in Walmart, fringes on everywhere you see them, they washing with their fringes on. They gonna be the main ones cave in. You know? Because what does the scriptures talk about? Putting on that outward apparel for men to see, but in the inside you ain't right. You gotta work on the inward man. Go ahead, bro.
I got something I want to show. I'm just looking for.
Because when you're working on the inward man, you're taking time out to know yourself. See, when you come into the truth, you have to learn who you are all over again. You got to know, you learn your weaknesses, learn your strengths, learn what gift you've been given in the spirit, learn what portion you've been given, and learning how to utilize that. So you have to take time away from being amongst people and be solitude for a while and learn yourself. So when you come back out, you're bold in the face. Dudes come to the truth and they, just give me a friend shirt. You ain't even learn who you are in the truth. You just trying to pull them out with appearance. Go ahead, bro.
Fine. I want to bring this out. I got this. I used to get these emails like 2 years ago. And I'm going to cover up some stuff, of course, but look at that. That was 2 years ago.
Oh, what's this on?
My life. Well, that's an email I got.
Your reputation profile?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was 2 years ago.
You did a lesson on that?
Nah, I
You
will.
got the lesson on that, bro.
So they started that in 2020. You know, I was getting these emails, but it's even far along now. But to the point where they're ready to push it based on the CHIP, you know, the financial institution. You know, so, you know, I just wanted to bring that out. You know, that's education.
That's real. On certain social medias, they'll put your end of the year progression. You know, there's pretty much what you accomplished in this society.
Oh yeah, I've been getting that shit on YouTube a lot lately.
Yeah.
Hey, they sending you this progression and this. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yep. So that's gonna be part of that system. You know? So it's real.
Yep. It's real. You got more on that?
Yeah, I got a little more.
Are you done out?
Oh, no. That was it.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Back in Psalm 50, verse 20. No, verse 21. Salah. These things hast thou done, and I kept silent. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself.
Yeah, kind. You know, this guy who actually thinks that the Lord is with him.
Yeah.
To the point where he can actually knock on your door and say, accept Jesus. You know what I'm saying? He actually thinks that him and the Lord are one. Above the Lord and his own people. You know? The book of Malachi, I think the brother brought it out. Wherein hast thou loved us? You know? The Lord has always loved Israel, but hated Esau. But these devils are so twisted in the mind, you know, they don't quite understand the shit that they're in.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee over thy heart. You know? Simple as that.
Yeah. You know, these devils are just shot the fuck out.
Yeah.
You know? Go ahead, bro.
But I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes.
And that's
That's what you see happening right now. The Lord, hopeful elect is being raised back up. You know, the nation of Israel is coming back into remembrance. You know, because he tell us he's gonna put us back in remembrance. This devil has stole our heritage. You know, and everything we were as a people. You know, we had no idea. Only the Holy Spirit and the Scriptures have given that back to us. You know, and that's what you see right now. We're standing in the gates of the noble. You know, shaking their hands. You know.
That's right. Continuing on. Now consider this: ye that forget the Most High, lest I tear you into pieces, and
least he tears you into pieces. What part of that is roses and sweet melodies?
Easter egg, chocolate egg,
Mike and Night.
yeah, and the heart candy.
M&M's.
Yeah. What part of that is joyous?
That's sauerkraut. You know what I'm saying? That's garlic.
Yeah, you know.
Raw. And eat it, just put it in your mouth.
Hey, it's a bitter herb.
Yeah. Brothers know. Passover.
Get out of here.
Yeah, but what part of that is sweet? There's nothing about that that's sweet. The Lord is saying he's going to tear you to pieces. Beast to tear, you know, the famines and all this other stuff, the sword. What part of that is sweet? Go ahead, bro, you got it.
Yeah, he got a thing. Look at it.
Oh,
You know? At least I tell you
It wouldn't be a camp if he didn't pop up.
Right. And there be none to deliver. Whoso offereth praise.
there will be none to deliver. None. Salvation ain't for you. Salvation is for Israel. As the brother brought out earlier. You, although he sought carefully with tears,
Found no place of repentance.
none. None. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, closing out. Whoso offering praise glorifieth me, and to him that ordereth his conversation aright will I show the salvation of the Most High.
And as it was brought out earlier in the book of Sirach, chapter 3 and verse 25, I want to say, that only Israel knows the name of the Lord. You know? I got it right here. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 3 and verse 36. Go on. Thou shalt find that Israel by name has kept the precepts, but not the heathen. None of you other 18 nations have kept the words of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh.
The true name is dreadful in their mouth, you know? So ain't no way they're gonna be calling on the true name of the Father and the Son.
Yeah, what Kanye ain't say the name.
Nah,
He said Jesus. They'll let you on TV saying that shit.
What is the son? What is his name and what is his son's name? If thou canst tell. You know, you still got still people calling on Jehovah, Yehuda. You know, come on now. It's not meant for them to have it. You know, that's the way the Lord set it up, man. But like you said, the Lord's name is dreadful to them. You know, only we have it. You know, and we thank the Lord for that. You know.
Yeah, I remember they had that news clip, and all it showed was a sign of Yahweh Shah, and they said under the head they would say anti-Semitic.
I think it said Yahweh Shah is returning.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like
and they
that,
said
red.
this is anti-Semitic speech on the news clip.
Yeah.
For one, what common person even know that name? So that shows you they all on us, man. They had on the news, Yahweh Shah is coming to say this is anti-Semitic speech.
Yeah, that's all it said.
That's all it said.
Y'all gave the gig up.
I gave it up. Because see, the only reason they're banning people now like Deshaun Jackson, Ice Cube let it know, hey, nigga, don't come for me again. I ain't with that noise shit. Ice Cube, Nick Cannon. The only reason they're getting blackballed now is why is they're now being blackballed? It's because of the apostles. Who else was exposing Amalek? Nobody was talking about Amalek until the apostles and the elders came on the scene. You know, until the prophets of the nation of Israel came on the scene and started exposing them. Nobody was talking about the Jewish community. Now it's anti-Semitic this, anti-Semitic that, because back in the day, nobody gave a fuck about what they were doing. They were able to roam free and control all the corporations, lie about the Holocaust. How the fuck will 6 million Jews be exterminated? And people believe that. You really believe 6 million people got exterminated in gas chambers, man?
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they did a totality. There wasn't even that many of them.
In the land.
There wasn't even that many of them. So how is this new?
How do you equate 6 million people to 12 million pair of shoes? 6 million pair of shoes.
Right.
In other words, you know, like when you go over into the museum, all you see is shoes.
Man, you go to every...
You got more dates with Nikes with fucked up shoes than that.
Man, I ain't gonna speak no more. They might block out their street. I done said the word, fuck you. I ain't gonna say it no more.
The rat.
Yeah,
The rat.
cause soon as you say the word, the hollow, they lose their fucking mind.
Yeah, cause what did Ye say? He said, I can't be an anti-Semite because I am a Semite. Right. They didn't want to hear that shit. They still fucking that. You know?
Yeah, but they love lies. And the minute you bring out the truth, they don't want to hear it no more. You know, they'll ban you and they'll get rid of your pages. Brothers are losing pages left and right, where you got to actually make up alternate pages.
Over dumb shit.
Over dumb shit.
Nobody else pages could take it off. Brother Metatah, his shit got on straight because he was talking about the Kanye West shit. But everybody else shit up. They fuck with us all the time. If people knew the half of what the fuck Man, they took my whole channel down, bro. My old channel with ancient video. They took the whole channel down.
They clipped my other one. I was just telling them earlier. They clipped mine for something I put up last year. You know?
They going in our archive 5 years ago. Cause you know when we first started coming out, we used to put them bold titles. Either might get cut, faggot, faggot gets, you know what I'm saying? So they'll go in the archive. Oh look, this hate speech, and take your whole channel down, man. That shows you they're watching us closely, man.
Good.
That's all right, though.
Good, you know. It's all prophetic anyway. You know? Anybody got something?
I'll just finish out.
Right, man.
It's Psalms 1:1. It says, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stand in the way of sinners."
Exactly. This is the man that walk in the counsel that don't walk in the counsel of the ungodly. You know? The everyday conversations that you have with your average Jakes and your average Edomites, you know, knocking on your door and handing you shit, and you know, it's really vexing, you know. And that's why I said earlier, doing this and coming to camp and standing in kitchens and being around the brothers is a beautiful thing, because it clears your mind, you know. Because you got to fight demons on a day-to-day.
Yeah, it's like all your worries disappear when you're at camp.
Yeah, you know?
Even pain. Sometimes I remember when my back was real messed up. I had to walk with a cane, and by standing, because I got sciatica, I be, you know, doing what we doing, you know, crying out loud. All of a sudden, I was standing up. I didn't even realize I was standing up. Oh shit. You know, just for a little bit, because it got back to it once we left. But you know, hey, so why do you have what's in your outside? You know,
Because there's a barrier around,
yeah.
you know, the altars. But when you leave camp, the demons, the barrier ain't there no more. The demons, Lord said, we back on your ass.
Yep.
You know, but you gotta know that that's what it is. 'Cause when you know that that's what it is, you can fight. You know.
All things of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh. How can a man understand his own way? You know? So when you go to your day-to-day, understand that the Lord is putting you through a test of faith. For us, that's what it is. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai that we are those men, but that's what it's about. And once you understand that it's about your faith, then doing the work should be a beautiful thing. You know? This shouldn't be a cumbersome thing, you know, to do for the Lord, because he's a devourer. So don't put yourself in that position where you could be devoured, especially when you have the understanding to see it coming. Remove yourself from that, you know? Flee from the devil, and you know, like if you flee from the devil, if you resist the devil, he can flee from you. You know, don't put yourself in that situation where you could get this shit, you know? Because we're in that time where, you know, like I said, you know, you got brothers fighting demons. You know, you coming up mad and upset and, you know, lying on everything, you know? Be cognizant of these things. Be circumspect.
That's why it's important to feed the spirit, because when you're out in the world, like you were speaking about earlier, dealing with these people at the work, your spirit is taking in so much worldly shit when you're not delving into the truth. So as soon as you leave those areas, you have to make sure you're reading, doing your videos, or your spirit is becoming corrupted. You're losing the righteous side of it because you're not feeding it. You have to feed yourself to be strong. Like if you fast, I'm not saying you gotta, you know, be over righteous, but when you fast and do those things that bring you closer to the Lord, you feel it. Your faith is on a whole nother level. You start not caring about the stresses because your mind is locked in on spiritual things. But when you constantly surrounding yourself by worldly things, and you start stressing about the world, you start concerning yourself about the worldly matters, you're weak in the faith, you're weak in the spirit, because you're not feeding the spirit. It's the reason why the Lord fasted that long. It's the reason why a lot of prophets fasted and then they got spiritual power, right? Or they went to themselves and prayed, right, for hours. It brings you closer to the Lord. If you're not doing your videos, reading, studying, listening to videos, what else are you doing? You're doing worldly shit. How do you balance it out? You have to delve into the truth. You have to feed the spirit. If you're not balancing it out, you're feeding the flesh more, and you know it. But if you don't recognize it, like we were speaking about in the camp chat, accountability, recognizing, okay, I got an addiction. I need to look myself in the mirror and say, okay, this is my problem. I'm fucking up here. Address it. Don't just walk past the mirror and don't address the problem. I'll get to it next week. You got to stop and look in the mirror like, okay, this is the problem. Let me address it. Let me work on that. Or you're going to be overcome by it. And we see it with guys that have been in this truth for 10 plus years. They never addressed that issue that was a problem amongst the body. And it swole up and became a problem. And their ass is not amongst us no more, man.
Got a quick precept on that. Ecclesiastes is Sirach 11 and 9, and it says, strive not in the matters that concerneth thee not. And 6, and that's all the things of this world. You know, I further I said, no put the flesh behind us. Strive not in matters that concerneth thee not, and sit not in judgment with sinners. You know, and doing nigga shit, you know, or doing things of this world, you know.
I was about to say, if I may, the scriptures roughly translated, the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High.
Verse 10, my son, meddle not with many matters.
The brother put on Sirach chapter 39, verse 1. That's a good one.
It says, my son, meddle not with many matters, for if thy meddle much, thou shalt not be innocent. And that's what I was saying. You gotta look yourself in the mirror when it comes to these matters. You know, looking at yourself and evaluating yourself according to the scriptures.
And you know, to find out what you're saying, don't be surprised when you start doing things that's not spiritual and fall into that realm of carnality. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we were just talking about that before camp, you know. You gotta step up sometimes, you know, because the ways of the things in this world, the things that we deal with, the Satan high corners, we can look up and shit, it's been a week. It's been 2 weeks. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Right. So we gotta stay locked and loaded in this, you know.
Joshua 1 and 8, the brother put some eagles.
I got that Sirach.
Boy, you be on everybody coming, boy. Go ahead, bro.
You got a flip phone.
Brother be on everybody coming, boy, man.
Everywhere, man. You be putting the work in.
We got a game team.
Shalom, man.
Shalom. Sirach 39 and 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancients and be occupied in prophecy.
And that goes into examining yourself. Like the scripture says, examine thyself, prove thyself that thou be in the truth. You have to examine yourself daily that you're in the faith, or you're deceiving yourself. Just putting a garment on coming out here, that ain't, look, bro, we got way longer to go. This is only part of the journey. You got to be examining yourself that you're doing the necessary things you're supposed to do to be in good grace with the Lord. What you want to say, bro?
Yeah, you know, I got a testimony, man. About a week and a half ago, the demons were on me hard, bro. The demons was like, yo, you really in it. You really in it. Relax. You know, you ain't a part of it. You go out. Enjoy yourself. Yeah, right, God. Go out, enjoy yourself. He was on me hard, bro. You know, but I prayed, you know, unto Yahweh Shem Yahushua, went to camp, got in the scriptures, and you know, I'm good being around the brothers because this is my spinach.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Can I justify before you get that real quick? Because this is bad if you don't mind. Sirach 39, I'm going to jump to 5 real quick. It says, he will give his heart to resort early into the Lord that made him, and will pray before the Most High, and will open his mouth in prayer and make supplication for his sins. When the great Lord wills, he shall be filled with the spirit of understanding. He shall pour out wise sentences and give thanks unto the Lord.
Yeah, because when you supping with the Lord, you become wiser.
That's right.
You become bolder in the faith. And you'll start hearing yourself, you're like, damn, I'm a badass man when it comes to this. But that's because the Lord is pouring out more unto you because you're taking the time out to sup with him. He already said that, hey, let him in, he gonna sup with you. And then you'll come out, brothers will notice it, like, oh, this brother going in. Because you've been taking the time out to sit with the Lord. Right?
It says, and give thanks unto the Lord in his prayer. He shall direct his counsel and knowledge. and his secrets shall he meditate. And one more. He shall show forth that which he have learned, and shall glory in the law of the covenant of the Lord.
Yeah, like the scriptures say, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times. But that means the wisdom that you're learning, you're supposed to apply it. Like you're learning about your diet, apply it. You're learning about medicines of the earth, apply it. You ain't gonna just magically heal yourself. You got ailments, you gotta apply the wisdom that you're learning. How to deal with a woman, apply it. How to deal with brothers, apply it. How to be in order, how to be humble. It don't just, the wisdom and knowledge can be the stability of my times. I'm just gonna sit here and the Lord gonna magically do it for me. No, you're learning it now, so when Jacob's trouble comes, you know how to maneuver when he comes up. Agree with thy adversary quickly. So plan them like Paul did. Agrippa, or I warn myself that you would be a believer, Agrippa. That's wise. Let me get out of this goddamn situation. This nigga lock my ass up. That takes wisdom, because a lot of brothers would have folded. Man, you a goddamn Edomite.
Let me get one more slide. This is a bad verse. It says, many shall commend his understanding, and so long as the world endures, it shall not be blotted out. His memorial shall not depart away, and his name shall live from generation to generation. You know, and that's beautiful. You know, if you be of the elect, man. You know, if you start your own in the kingdom, you start your own line. You know, your name's gonna be forever. You know.
You got that? Go ahead. Come on, get this, and then you get this.
This is the book of 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 10. It says, wherefore, the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, you shall never fail.
You should never fail. If you do these things, you should never fail. Giving the diligence to make your calling and election sure. What you brothers are out here doing, this is diligence. You're coming out every week, you're learning, you're growing in the faith, you're building yourselves up. Whether you come on this side or whether you go somewhere else, you're building yourself up in your faith to go out and serve the Lord. That's diligence. Instead of just sitting on the house, you know what I'm saying, watching Kanye interviews. That ain't what the Lord looking for. The Lord looking for men that's going to be on the front line when the war get ready. That's what the Lord is looking for. You got precept book?
1 Corinthians 11:31 says, for if we judge ourselves, we should not be judged. But when we are judged, we are chastened of the Lord, that we should not be condemned with the world.
Wait, bro. You want to say something on that? The reason why you brought it up?
I was just bringing that out because, like you were saying, when we just examine ourselves and everything, that's us, going into, what we knew about the scriptures and everything. And the Lord chastening us so we won't be, condemned with the world, following of the world, like standing in the truth in His word. That's that's where we get our daily bread from. That's the only way we're gonna get it.
Yep. Yeah. The scripture says, "The father that love his son chastise him not." If we the sons of the Most High, He gonna whoop our ass because He loves the hell out of us. Don't fucking do that. Bow. We ain't gonna be like 50 Cent, son.
I only got 67 now. 600.
You know what I'm saying?
Fucking brat. I wish I had that a month. Give me that a month.
I don't make that now. Brothers don't make that now.
Hey, that's why like I brought out earlier, 2 Timothy 3:16. Hey, this word is good for repost or reproof. This thing will whoop our ass when we need to get our ass whooped. You know what I mean? To have a stand up right.
Yeah, come. And if I may.
Even if your father, you supposed to slow up, brother, but even if your father ain't do nothing for you. My father wasn't there, but the truth has taught me you honor your father no matter what. Just out of respect for the Lord and His law. Going back to what we were speaking about earlier, moral conduct. You don't be like these niggas in the world. My father wasn't around, he ain't shit. That's your father. That's your lineage. You wouldn't even be an Israelite if it wasn't for that line. That's when you got to grow into wisdom as yourself as a man and know, it's bigger than just me and my situation. That's my father. I'm going to honor him. I don't agree with what he did. But I'm going to honor him and respect him. I ain't going to be on no goddamn internet talking shit about him. That's nigga behavior, man. And the Lord does not respect that. The Lord will put you to death for cursing your father, man.
That's right, because this is a very delicate topic, and it's a very serious topic, because we're entering into the times now where you might not be with brothers. You might not be able to converse with brothers, you know, because they're actually talking about shutting off the internet here real soon, you know. So, you know, you have to maintain that mindset that Yahweh Shem Yahweh is dealing with you, working with you, and is with you, you know. I got a precept, Bible Kashar. The book of Luke, chapter 22 and verse 31, and then you can go back to what you're going to. No. You got this first. Oh, no, I got it, bro. The book of Luke, chapter 22 and verse 31. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan has desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. You don't want to be that guy. You know? That's why it's very important for you to stay in the scriptures, you know, seek counsel, get with the brothers, converse with the brothers. You know, the help is there, you know? This isn't a job for one, although we all have our own path, but Yahweh Shem Yahweh has made the brotherhood specifically for this, so that we can seek advice of the elders and the help that we need, you know? Don't lose that, you know, on pride or whatever it is that you may have in your mind. It's, you know, it's here for a reason.
Okay, what the scripture says, before fire, before destruction, I'm sorry, I'm butchering it. Don't be proud.
Yeah, right. You know, use this. You know, even if you ain't on this side, the men of Yahweh Shem Yahweh are here to help. You know, this is a very beautiful thing that we got. You know, so when you go to work and you deal with your day to day, you know, it's very easy to fall into that rut of getting into the 50 conversations that they have, especially if you're not around the brothers.
Yep.
It's very easy to fall into, hey, yo, it's
Gossip.
very easy to fall into that.
The Lord put you to death for gossiping too. You a grown ass man, got a beard on your face.
Yeah. Exactly, and gossiping is an effeminate
Women
thing. Yeah, right.
That's what women, you know, they
Yeah,
bored.
bored.
You know, women be bored. Yeah. So they get around each other just to talk shit. You know what I mean? Nah, we serve a purpose, man. You know?
That's why the Lord says, even if you got a fall with a brother, you take it to that brother directly. Y'all men, you go directly. See, in the old camp, we had a lot of brothers that fell out because what was happening was there was a lot of this. And then it was harboring until it just blew up. You know, that's hey, what the scripture, little leveling the whole lump.
You can't be in the streets and not have that problem. No way.
As long as we in this place, you don't have that problem.
Yeah, right, you know. You're going to have to go through things, you know. Demons are going to mess with you, you know. But just know that the brotherhood is here. You know, I can depend on any one of these men with anything. You know, especially in a world where I've never depended on anything in my life.
Got that real quick. This is Matthew 18 and 15.
Yeah, you call a brother for a ride. You can't do that with your family. Brother, get up. All right, bro. The brother might be tired. He might be like, damn. But he'll do it. He like, that's my brother. I gotta help my brother out. You know what I'm saying? He'll be like, nah, you on your own, brother. You call the brothers is there. Throughout all the camps. You know what I'm saying? If brothers here ain't got it, we search for our other brothers throughout camps, and they for sure got it. So, all right, you got get money up for these brothers, do this for these brothers, so they good over there. See, people don't know what goes on the inside. They just look at shit they see from the outside. You don't know what goes on in the brotherhood. Don't talk to us about what the brotherhood is. A lot of brothers wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for the brotherhood. The brotherhood keeps a lot of brothers going in this thing, man. When I first came into truth, I was by myself. I don't believe I would have made this far without the brotherhood, man. Obviously, the Lord said, you need the brothers around to propel your growth. You got all these newcomers. It's a new body being built. Out of order niggas, man. And I'm grateful from the work that was laid, the foundation that was laid beforehand. You ungrateful, man. Y'all didn't know y'all was Israelites until y'all seen the elders of One West come out. You ungrateful as hell to come out in 2022, somebody we never seen before, and it's a group of them. Yeah, dude, the Lord done with new men. And you can't even break down Daniel, the 11th chapter, 8th chapter. hell up out of here, man.
Matthew 18 and 15, it says, Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
And that's what niggas in the world don't do. Instead, they go to the other homie. Be like, that nigga a bitch, man. Instead of going to his face as a man. Even in our law, brothers would fight. When we had our little tabernacle, when the tabernacle was set up, a brother had issues, like, bro, come on, man. Y'all handle that as man. You beat his ass, you got to take care of him, bro. Brothers, they fight, and you beat him too bad, you got to bring him in his house, and your wife got to nurse him up so he get back to health. And then once he get nursed back to health, all right, bro, get you 2 more months. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Right.
Like that example of, what's that guy, Draymond Green and Jordan Poole. Now, obviously, Jordan Poole ain't a man, because ain't no way in hell you gonna knock me, damn near knock me. You could have broke his damn jaw, man. That's his money. Ain't no way in hell I'm about to start playing basketball again and you just knock me out. What? If once soon as I come to, you might be dizzy, but shit going to get wrong.
Run me my fade, yo.
Every time I see this, you know what I'm saying? Every time I see this nigga, it's on.
Good.
You know?
Damn, every time I
Yo,
I know it.
bro, you know, you gotta understand, brother. This shit made it on the. Everybody seen it. Your family seen it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if it stay indoors. But the fact that everybody seen it, you gotta have some integrity as a man. Like, hey, grandma, the apology cool, nigga. You gotta run me mine, nigga. Oh, it ain't about winning or losing. Mike Tyson got knocked out. You want to one up on Mike though. It ain't about winning or losing. It's about you as a man standing on what you believe. And you don't see that nowadays. You see dudes, little boys that run out their mouth. As soon as something happens, it's, help them. No, it's some real dudes out here that'll go to war. But applying that to the truth, right? If you ever out with a brother, as a man, you don't come on no raw shit. You like, hey, brother, you know, I really don't like how you did this. And if the brother is a true brother, which you gonna read it, you gonna read it.
Yeah. Continuing on. If he, tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
Yeah, if he's a true brother, he's like, you know what? I didn't mean that. I might have been in my goddamn feelings. And I might have been too off the yon. Yeah. I make sure I don't do that shit no more. You know, but if he's a nigga, man, fuck it. I don't like the music you listen to. I don't like the shoes you wear. You know what I'm saying? That's a nigga, man. Brothers come from all different walks of life, man. Some brothers was in the gangster world. Some brothers was in the some brothers was in the geek world. Some brothers was in the sports world. Some brothers was simping. Some brothers was pimp. It don't matter. Whatever life, we all come from different. We like different foods. We like different music. We like different women. The Lord likes variety. So we come together. It's all different personalities. But that's on you to learn and grow wisdom and learn how to deal with different men. It'd be too easy if the Lord brought you and all your best friends in the truth. Think about all the best friends you had in the world, the guys you did everything with. The Lord called you all. Man, y'all be, y'all like everything. Y'all agree with on everything. You know what I'm saying? That'll be too goddamn easy. Yeah. But the challenge, like you said, the challenging part is, can you love brothers? The challenging part is, can you love brothers who are different from you? Like Yahweh Shah said, how can you love me and you hated your brother and you never seen me and your brother right there? So your challenge is, can you love a brother that's like different food from you, like different music from you? You know what I'm saying? Can you learn how to deal as a man and not emotion? That's another thing. When it's time for rebuke and counsel, are you gonna deal with your emotions, or are you gonna be a man and examine the matter? Jake going to the whole thing. As soon as the council saw Jake, you know, man, this brother ain't gonna listen to nothing I'm saying.
That's hard. Yeah. All tight as hell.
Right. You know, that's the thing. Knowing how to deal. That's the biggest part of this walk. Knowing how to deal and living, walking within your respective lot. You know, because the Lord, what's happening is the Lord is setting up order. You know, amongst men. So therefore, there's going to be men that are hiding other men that are on the same playing field. So therefore, you gotta know how to deal amongst men.
What the scripture say? Man's goings are of the Lord, right? Sometimes you might have to get corrected. You might have to suffer wrongfully. You might be right, but you don't have to. You can't understand how the Lord works. You know what I mean? That might work in your favor in the long run.
No, that's what I was going to say. I was going to go into Because you'll take certain things in this world and you'll take the low because you're going to get a profit out of it. When it comes to this thing, you know we're going to get the ultimate profit. So you can take the low and be as humble as you
Yeah,
can.
Jake never want to take the low. Jake never want to take, but they'll take, like you just said, they'll take the low in the world though, just to get to where they got to get to. You know what I'm saying? The Lord took the ultimate low. He was accused of wrongdoing, nothing that he did. An innocent man, perfect. But he took the low. He didn't sit there and justify himself because he understood the bigger picture. Jake come in the truth, don't understand the bigger picture. They still focus on me. So now you making a doctrine about you and your hurt. Suffer. How about suffer the low? Go ahead, bro.
But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, then in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established.
Yeah, because you'll bring the other brothers, like, he'll tell them, hey, he ain't listening to me. And you bring the 2 brothers, you know what I'm saying? And they'll be like, hey, bro, he right on that. You know what I'm saying? You agree with him, like, you hold you off. Go ahead, bro.
And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as a heathen man and a
Kick him out
publican.
the camp chat. Kick him out the camp chat. Kick him out the group messages. Treat him as a heathen. But see, when that happens, you supposed to love your brother. Scripture say treat you as a heathen. Why you ain't reading that scripture? You've been casted away. Go ahead, bro.
That shit annoying, man.
Charles, let me go back to the song. This is back in Psalms 1, and this is verse 2, and it says, but his delight is in the law of Yahweh Shai, and in the law do he meditate day and night.
Yeah, you got to meditate on this day and night, the precepts, the ordinances, the commandments. And bro, it's bringing us on such a high level. It's like a video I said in the chat earlier. It's one of the best videos I watched in a while. The brothers was going into medicine, diet, and herbs. But even when we look at that thought process of how brothers are going into, like the brother that does the CMOS in Atlanta, he got his own sect, but he was going into the different types of CMOS. He was going into the fake from the real CMOS. Like the type of level the Lord is putting brothers on is a level you do not see on these average day people. The average day person is cool with just eating McDonald's and don't give a fuck. But brothers coming to truth, we're focused on not just our mental health, our physical health, our spiritual health, the people around us, their health. We're on a way high level, man. The truth is doing this to us. The way we think about things is not normal according to the world, man. Brothers in the stones, brothers in the incense, different fragrances, different oils. I come in, I put that tea tree oil on myself. You wasn't doing that in the world. You was good with some baby powder and some 99-cent lotion. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you was buying them fake ass oils for the oil incense. You know? And now that when you like some brothers burn incense, you know when you got that gas station incense burn, that shit stinks now, yo. Yeah, you feel me? It smells horrible. You know, like this brother right here, he bring the sage out every time. You know? I love the way sage smells.
Yeah, in the world we didn't think like this, man.
Yeah, then look, if I made, you know, ever since Nipsey, everybody want to burn sage. They in their house burning sage with all the windows closed. Yeah. Demons just running around. They ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm being spiritual, yo. You know what I mean?
You got the little baby in the background playing.
Dumbass Kyrie running around the basketball court, sage and shit. Crazy. What the fuck is you doing?
Oh, shit.
Anyway.
Man, we got to get the hell up out of here, man.
That's funny, bro. That's funny.
We got to get the hell up out of here.
That's the outward. You kind of look a certain way for the people to notice you. Like the brother said, oh, you done found out you're Israel, now you want to throw on the shirt. Man, I was guilty of. I bought 3 of them joints. You know, walking around with the friends.
First day the book came to cat had to sit over.
Yeah, but then you got to be spiritual with it. It ain't smart to walk around. Now, if you in the club, go ahead, throw on it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they ain't smart. Yeah, we have to be incognito in this thing. You know, Superman, Clark Kent. You know.
Yeah, you know, like, because when you start growing in the streets, you start to realize that the fringes aren't for the righteous. They're for the unrighteous. You know, for those that eat the pork and, you know, commit adultery and stuff like that. That's what the fringes are for.
Right.
You know, and once you start building in the truth, then you don't.
You realize,
You got this inward frame, you know? You're looking upon yourself, and you're saying, hey, the things I was doing wasn't going according to the ways of the Heavenly Father, you know? So now instead of looking down on that frame, you know, you're looking at yourself, you know?
Yeah, because when you go in the ancient times, Jake was committing adultery with his friends. We knew we was Israelites when we was doing these things. So Jake was murdering, committing adultery with their fringes on, fucking somebody else's wife with their fringes on. So what's the need of exalting the fringes? That's why the Lord took all that away from us, man. Because he wanted us to be inward. And that's what we're learning every day, how to renew the inward man. You got to renew the inward man daily. You got to renew him daily. You got to wash daily, man. Wash that muck off the world daily.
No, that goes into the song. You know, like what we're bringing out. You know? Be mindful of this stuff.
Oh, yeah. Real quick, you got to pace yourself in the truth. You know, you can't rush. This is Proverbs 25 and 16. It says, "Hast thou found honey? Eat so much as is sufficient for you, lest thou be filled therewith and vomited." You know? And so, go ahead, bro.
That's coming in, when you get into this thing, desiring the sensual milk, knowing where you at. You got to come in on a certain level and know where you at, you know? So you can't overly, you can't throw certain things at a person, you know, that they ain't spiritually ready for, you know?
Yeah, because you can know a breakdown, right? You can know a deep breakdown because you watch the video, but you can't really expound on it like it needs to be expounded on because the spirit ain't dealing with you on that level yet. So don't think just because you watch these videos and you got, stay with the milk, man. The milk cuts these people any damn way. We don't even have to go deep because they don't understand the milk. What's the color of the Lord? What's the name of the Lord? You know what I'm saying? Who can be saved? Who can't? You stay with the milk and you grow in that milk. And you like I was saying earlier, you learn who you are in the truth. That's really what you should be working on, learning who you are in the truth. Because when you learn who you are in the truth, that's when you can excel. You got, on the basketball team, you got like 12 dudes. You got to learn who's the shooter. Who's going to be the defensive man. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to be the rebounder? Yeah. You look at a guy like Ben Simmons, everybody want him to shoot. That's not his game. He gets rebounds, he gets steals, he gets blocks.
Second step.
He's setting up plays that creates shots for other dudes. He knows his role. Let him be in his role. Stop trying to make him something he's not. He ain't a shooter. But then when you try to make him something tonight, he goes into that. Now he falls victim. Now his head fucked up. His game. Now he done forgot who the fuck he was. Now he in a pit. Nigga, you Ben Simmons. You 6'8", pushing 300, can dribble like Magic, pass like LeBron.
He let the outside noise get in his head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You gotta know who you are, man. Don't let people force you to something you're not. Learn who you are and grow in that. You know?
If I may, and in the camp, in our camp, you learn who brothers are. Some brothers might have a spirit of making you laugh.
You don't listen to that
You know, some brothers might have a little extra fun to act. Some brothers might be a voice of reason. You know, some brothers might be into the herbs or into the insect. You know, or the medicines that from the earth that'll help you. You know what I mean? Whatever your talent is, work on that. You know what I'm saying? And that it's a betterment for the body. You know. It's building us up, you know?
Make your calling intellectual.
That's right.
Know your position.
Right. Some brothers good at patience, you know?
Some brothers good at knocking niggas out. Them brothers too. We got them brothers around. You know what I'm saying? True.
And you right on it.
Excellent at holding close. But regardless of what it is, this is one body.
The eyes, so brothers, you good at like security. You know?
There's going to be 144 governing bodies, you know?
Right.
Not just one man with one particular talent. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is building up a government, you know? So you find your role in that, your lot, you know?
Yeah, like they say, your niche. Like you get in, because it's a big thing now to sell items online, but certain niches are overcrowded. Like too many people are selling this product. Too many people are selling this. So you got to find your niche and exploit that. Yeah, I found it. I'm gonna run with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And don't bug out if you don't find out right away. Well, we just say you got to pace yourself in the street. You know, just stay in the scriptures, add the scriptures to your day-to-day walk. You know what I mean? And the Lord, you know, if He's working with you, He's gonna show you.
And that's beautiful too, because you'll find where you fall. You know, you'll find where you fall.
Yeah.
And where you are is where you should be. Where the Lord wants you to be. Don't fight it. Don't argue against it. Deal with it. Accept it. You know, don't of the Lord.
You know, and that's another. Don't be jealous of the brother, because he can speak so good, or he leads most of the time. You know, don't try to I want to be like that. No, find your own life, your own niche, like your brother said, man. You know, that's that brother's niche. If he can speak well, if he can remember precepts off the top.
Yeah, you got bros that know a lot of knowledge, right? But they not the head of camp. They may know more than the head of the camp.
Yep.
So fucking what? The Lord didn't make you the head of the camp. It's the reason that brother's the head of the camp. He may be better at reasoning. He may be more strong-minded than you. He may be able to control 20 brothers that's under him. You get 20 brothers under you don't know what the fuck to do. The body all discombobulated. You don't know what this brother doing. You don't know where that brother at. But shit, you know the scripture, though. It's a reason the Lord sets everything up the way He set it up, just like the brother just said. When you come in, you'll feel it. This is where I'm at. This is my life. And you learn more and more as you go. And you get comfortable with it. But it's when you fight it that shit gets hectic for you.
Yeah, right.
You find yourself in a council every goddamn Saturday. Till you get down.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you start finding yourself overzealous and thinking that you're above that than what you should be. You know, you start writing your name on a different office store than what you have watching outside.
You put it in other people's party spots.
Exactly.
Oh shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Find your lot, deal with it. But at the end of the day, the brotherhood is here. You know? Don't ever get to the point where you can't call upon a brother like, hey, man, I'm
Brother, your 1 Corinthians chapter 12.
you know, you're good, this, that, or the other. You know? Keep that contact, because very soon we're entering into a time where you're not going to be able to keep that contact. You know? You're not going to be able to call upon
Started like
brother
15 or
like
16.
You're not going to be able to say,
Yeah, talked about the body. You got it.
You know?
Go ahead and read that. Go.
I got a question.
Come over here, please.
I know that I don't look like you guys. You might not be too close. But I don't know, man. You feel me? It might be a good thing to say. When nobody else is there to give you the insights you need to move forward, how do you keep yourself compelling and moving forward? Yeah, how do you give yourself value, brother? You value yourself.
So get your Hebrews. The hope of that. Yeah. Go into that hope.
It's all about faith, you know? It's all about understanding the scriptures and understanding who your power is. You know, I don't know what your nationality is or anything like that, but to answer your question, it's all about what you believe in, you know? Because if your belief lies in the world, then that's where you'll be. But if your belief lies in the scriptures, then that's where your heart will be. You know?
What does it mean for you guys to be?
Hold on a second. Let's clean this out right quick, you know?
It's Hebrews 11 and 1. It says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for.
So when you're alone in the room by yourself, faith is the evidence of things hoped for. You hope for the belief in your power, you know? Go ahead.
Yeah, so to answer your question, when nobody's listening or agreeing, that hope keeps you going. What your belief keeps you going.
How do you have value? You know what I'm saying? In a world without
You might.
Well, it's just, I'm sorry for not
You show your faith by your work, you know? And this is a part of our faith and our, you know, if there's something you believe in, don't you believe you got to pay your bills? So therefore you go to work to get that money, to do what you got to do to pay your bills. Therefore, we understand there's requirements that we have to do within our faith to keep us going. You know, we understand a lot of things that are going to take place in this society. You know, therefore, you know, we keep working, we keep watching. You know.
Yeah, what do you believe?
None of my family are Baptists.
Well, that's
have no
society.
power, and I see that I have a daughter myself. I have a girlfriend who has a and I'm doing this to her. This is not excusable. And
Well-
I mean, this is not something.
Well,
Now, I'm making some steps, and I think I always have faith, bro, but I don't know how to move by faith. Like, I know God is there, bro.
because the faith is... All right. So, let me finish this out.
Because I move on more time, in Hebrews 11:1, and it says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good report. You know, but hey, the point was you got.
Yeah, please. So, you have to have faith. Now, your faith might lie in something that's non-scriptural, which is probably why you're fighting with what to do when you're alone at night or whatever. But the scriptures also say, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You got to build on yourself first. You got to get yourself right first.
Are you guys especially Jewish person, or do you guys have a Christian tradition? I mean, you're a
We believe in the scriptures. We believe in the scriptures as it is written.
That is the whole, that is,
The scriptures period. The Lord said, behold, I'll come in the volume of the book. It is written of me.
because
So there's no segregation between the Old Testament and the New Testament. It's all one book.
well, that's how I feel. I feel that anybody who's being serious should be being serious. To me, and it's the last thing I would say, I feel ungrateful. I feel deeply for the recovery. Like, oh, how am I supposed to feel like you were expecting men to reap the negative consequences of them from embarrassment for going through, cleansing out, suffering on the street?
Well, hey, I got your answer for you.
that.
You just said you're going to recovery, right?
I'm trying to, man.
Go recover.
It's like this is like this. I was going to tell you guys, brother, 'cause I don't know what the situation is. I know when I was in New York last week, like something.
Oh, so you know.
That's a successful campaign in my experience, which I don't know about that.
Oh,
But
okay.
I know they are reaching out to their transgressions. I'm not speaking about the.
Okay.
I know that it's aggressive, man. I'm scared of but it's like.
It can be aggressive, but it doesn't. I mean, just like with anything that you're passionate about. I'm sure if like you're passionate about something, sometimes you get aggressive. I mean, it just matters who you're dealing with, what the circumstance is. People gonna portray you how they want to portray you, though. You know, we're not always aggressive. But yeah, man, you have a nice night, man. We ain't gonna hold you up. Get your recovery, man. Yep. That's an Edomite. Go ahead, bro.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 12, and I'll start at verse 12. It says, for as the body is one and has many members.
Yeah, this is going back to what we were talking about the body. Go ahead.
It says, for as the body is one and have many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is Hamashiach. It says, for by one Spirit are we all baptized into one body, whether we be Jews or Gentiles, whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one spirit. Selassie. It says, verse 14, so the body is not one member, but many. Verse 15.
Yeah, the body ain't one dude by himself trying to cut everybody. That ain't the body, man. Go ahead.
It says, if the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? It says, verse 16, if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body?
Yeah, you take your eyes away, you blind. You cut your right hand off, you limited. You cut your right leg off, you hopping. Every body part is instrumental in your movement, your progress. You take one away, the Lord may take one of the body members away, but he always replaces it with another one to fulfill that spot. Because the body is important. The churches, when you read Corinthians, Thessalonians, Galatians, that's body. It wasn't to the church of this brother. This a letter to this brother only. No, it's to the whole church, man. Go ahead, bro.
Like if I could add, all of them is connected to the brain nervous system. You can't move your hand without the nervous system. Just like the body cannot move without the spirit. The spirit moves throughout the whole body.
Yep.
It says, verse 14, it says, for the body is not one member but many. It says, if the foot shall say, because I am not of the hand, I am not of the body, it is therefore not of the body. And if the ear shall say, because I am not of the eye, I am not of the body, it is therefore not of the body. Verse 17, if the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? If the whole were hearing, where would the smelling? Verse 18, but now had the Most High set the members.
Yeah, you ever had like a sickness where you couldn't taste or smell? That shit irritates you. You can see, you can feel, but like, nah, I want to taste my food. I want to be able to smell. Some senses are important. You know, go ahead. And that's what Esau wants to take away too with this whole digital world. Everything being virtual is taking away your senses, your taste, your smell, your touch, you feel like sex. Pornography is a fake portrayal of sex. When you actually have sex with a woman, it's totally different from what you see on porn. Now you gotta hold it, now you gotta feel it, now you gotta smell it, now you gotta taste it. It's like, oh shit, every brother's first experience, you probably like, oh shit, this is totally different. This bitch heavy as hell. I can't do this damn position. You know what I'm saying? That's the realization, man.
You said you weighed 109.
Go ahead, bro. Doggy style. Go ahead.
Verse 18, it says, but now hath the Most High set the members, every one of them in the body, as it has pleased him.
As it has pleased him, to his liking. So just because you don't favor a brother, who gives a fuck? The Lord favors him. The fuck you? I don't really like them. Nigga, shut up. It ain't for you to like. You better set up for the Lord take you out. And you don't know who we are or what brother was in the past life, so you got to be very careful how you tread amongst brothers too. Because that might be a highly esteemed brother within the eyes of the Lord. You don't know if that brother might have died for the Lord in his past life, fought wars for the Lord in his past life. You don't know what that brother's journey was. So you should be treating him like Yahweh Shah, you know, like yourself will want to be treated. Because the scriptures speak about offending brothers, man. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 19, and if they were all one member, where were the body? But now are they many members, yet but one body. Verse 21, and the eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of thee. Nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of you. Verse 22, nay, much more those members of the body which seem to be more feeble are necessary.
The ones that seem to be more feeble, the ones that you don't pay attention to, they're necessary, they're needful. You know what I'm saying? And brothers don't understand, brothers don't be understanding that.
Verse 23,
And that's a lot of, for you leaders that's coming up, one advice we give brothers is patience. You have patience with bros. You know what I'm saying? Brother might not grow at the speed that you would like him to grow. That's on you to learn patience as a leader. You know? When you could, that's a whole nother learning process. Being a leader, you gotta learn patience. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 23, it says, and those members of the body which we think to be less honorable, upon these we bestow more abundant honor, and our uncommonly parts have more abundant comeliness.
And that's what goes into the meat. The Lord deals with the low. That's just how he works. It's many accounts in the scriptures where the Lord deals with the least, man. You know, it's going to be a brother that you might have thought, hey, this brother is just a regular brother within the kingdom. That brother might be high up in the kingdom, man. He might be one of the highest brothers in the kingdom. And you're like, dang, I'm lower than him. I thought he was yeah. The Lord like, yeah, I know. Now come get your crown. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 24, for our comely parts have no need, but the Heavenly Father hath tempered the body together, having given more abundant honor to that part which lacks. Verse 25, that there should be no schism in the body, but the members should have the same care one for another. Verse 26, and whether one member suffers, all members suffer with it.
Yeah, because if one brother hurting, that's going to affect the body. You know what I'm saying? If you truly a brother, you don't want to see no brother or your brother in pain. You don't want to see your brother hurting. You know what I'm saying?
You only as strong as the weakest link, you know? but that's kind of what that's really is.
Which also, so Draymond, going back to that analogy, Draymond ain't a good leader or a good brother. Because that's one of the star players. You could have put him out for the season. You could have broke his orbital bone, his jawbone. You know what I'm saying? You as a leader, you supposed to have more patience. You supposed to be the mature one. You the leader of the team. He the young star coming up. So that shows you these niggas in the world aren't learning these things, man. Yep. Go ahead.
Verse 26, it says, and whether one member suffer, all members suffer with it. Or one member be honored, all members rejoice with it. Verse
Yeah,
20
like if one of us, if one brother, if I don't get the spiritual power, but let us say this brother get the spiritual power, they're gonna be like, man, this is buzz. This brother teleporting and shit. No, I'm be like, go ahead, oh, fuck them niggas up. You know what I'm saying? You gonna hype them up. But a nigga be like, man, this nigga got special power. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 27, now ye are the body of Hamashiach, and members in particular. And the Heavenly Father has set some in the church. First apostles, secondarily prophets, thirdly teachers, after that miracles, then gifts of healing, help in the government, diversities of the tongue. Verse 29, are all apostles.
Yeah, because not everybody gonna get spiritual power on this side. There's gonna be certain brothers that do that. There's gonna be certain brothers that have the angels protecting them. There's gonna be certain brothers that's gonna be healing. There's gonna be certain brothers that be able to give alms during that time. There's gonna be certain brothers that's gonna be able to protect you better. All different type of officers. That brothers, you may end up with a brother from a whole other camp. You don't know where you gonna be at when the shit go down. Like I said, this is the only one part of our journey. We don't know where we're gonna be, how we're gonna be when the shit goes down. That's why you want to be building yourself up in this truth. So wherever you end up, you're rooted and grounded. You may have people, it may come a time where you have people falling under you. You know, remember that numeral multitude. You may have hundreds of people, you may end up in the area and now these people believe and they falling under you. We all being made judges and kings and leaders, man. Every last one of us are following so we can lead. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 29, are all apostles? Are all prophets? Are all teachers? Are all workers of miracles? Verse 30, have all the gifts of healing? Do all speak with tongues? Do all interpret? Verse 31, but covet earnestly the best gift, and yet show I unto you a more excellent way. And that's pretty much it.
That's gonna hit the nail on the head. You want to say something?
Oh, I was going to say that basically everybody got their own purpose in this truth. And the Lord has set you over for a purpose. So therefore we have to turn up on our lot and get right with the Heavenly Father while Yahweh God. So we can, add to the body. We want to be an asset to the body and not a liability.
Short.
Yeah, like in the mafia, if you're a liability, you gotta go. You're a liability. That's how the mafia went down. They had too many liabilities, man. Snitches and rats and weak-minded men. Yeah. Yep.
Those things you still see in your local neighborhood, things that they was going back then, It was just a lot easier to commit crime.
It was more trusted.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. About the modern game, they had order with this. They weren't as wild.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot more secretive, because you didn't have phones and cameras,
And for some reason, Jake don't want to get rowdy when they got suits on. It's just, you know what I'm saying? So,
That shit come with a spirit.
Yeah.
If you put a suit on, you feel different. It come with a spirit, man.
We know, daddy eats it.
Yeah. It come with a spirit. Yeah. Even when you put your garment on, you feel totally different with your garment on. If you were standing here right now without a garment on, you would feel naked. Once you get used to wearing it, like if you never had one, you don't know the feeling. But once you put one on, you're like, damn, I got to keep my garment on. You know what I'm saying? We had our ex-camp leader years ago. He showed us the camp there was a foreshadow. He showed us the camp without his garment. I left my garment. Was it a week or 2 weeks after that? The fall off began. That was a foreshadow. Never forget his garment.
I left my garment.
That was a sign, man. You know? You feel like a Superman you put this on, man. You got your fringes on. You know, people be laughing at it, but we feel strong as hell. We feeling strong as hell. Be wrinkled. I don't give a damn.
Then I come in with a new garment. Bro, is there for a hot second? He had a bad garment.
My first garment looked like a fucking picnic table cloth. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but I was proud as hell. Man, I got a garment. What was yours talking about? Oh yeah. I gave it to him. You got it? That's my first garment, bro. A fucking picnic table cloth.
It do look like a picnic.
I went to Fabric, so I said, I need some fabric. I ain't know what I was saying. I need a board up blueprint and some fabric. Yeah, that'll work. You know,
I thought you had it.
Yeah. That's my first garment, man.
This back is strong.
Let me get my picnic table garment back.
Psalms 1:5, and it says, therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous.
Yeah, you know, so you're not going to see that, you know, before you have Hashem Yahushua. You know, and that goes for other nations as well as you think. You're not going to stand before the Lord living ungodly. You know, he's not going to give you this blessing that you know, he has bestowed upon his men, or certain men, I should say. You know, and you strive to be those men of the elect. You know, so you're not going to stand before you have Hashem Yahushua in that day of salvation. You know, the only way to actually get hit, I keep saying this and I say it a lot, the only way to get through what's coming is to stand the power of Hashem Yahushua. Period, point blank. You know?
Verse 6, and it says, for Yahweh knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish.
Yeah, you know, so if you're making your calling and election sure, it is because you have Hashem Yahushua put that spirit in you to do the right thing. You know, to follow him. But if you're not, then he also made it so that your ears will be shut and your eyes will be closed. You know? You're not going to get this by your own will. You know? You can come up here all day and say, well, how do you deal with being alone at night? You can ask yourself that question all day. But if the Lord don't enlighten you with the information, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, you know, to answer that question upon yourself, you know, or to men who actually know the answer, then, you know, you just out there, you know? Because what's about to happen is a lot of Jakes are about to come into a situation where they're going to speak the Lord, you know? They're going to speak the words that we have out there, you know? And very soon, you're not going to be able to find it. They're not going to be able to find it. So that's why it's very important to do it now. You know? It's very important to seek the Lord while he can still be found.
It's going to be a famine of the word, man. You gotta get soak up as much as you can now.
Yeah, right.
The men of the Lord aren't going to be out here all times, you know? It's going to be a time where we're going to have to get on the get, you know?
Quick research is going with what I'm saying. It's Ecclesiastes 18 and 20. It says, before judgment, examine thyself, and in the day of visitation that shall find mercy. You know, so it's good to right now, while that great mercy door is still open, to go ahead and do what you need to do to get right. Like that guy that came up. I don't think he's an Israelite, but you need to go ahead but for us, you know, because we still say our righteousness is a filthy rag. So we should take this time of recovery to recover, you know, and come back to the Heavenly Father, you know?
Yeah, I mean, where's that the problem? You know, you're not going to be able to do it alone. You're not going to be able to do it alone. You need to seek the blessing. You need to pray more. You need to fast. You need to get into the scriptures more. You need to edify yourself with the lessons that's going to help you get through, you know? Because, you know, these devils are hard at work. And if these devils are hard at work, Satan is definitely hard at work, you know? So be cognizant of these things and work out your own salvation with you in Christ. So, anybody got anything?
We're gonna close up everything. We're gonna close up everything. I know.
Sorry. So, with that, we pray that you find this lesson edifying. And Yahweh from the outside, Yahweh God, until next weekend. And so with that, I'd like to say, all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh.
double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone, peace and salutations unto the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.
Shalom.
Lawaf Baba Ball.
Lawaf Baba Ball.
Kwam Yasharala.
Kwame Yashua.